scored that penalty in Moscow in 2008. Chelsea would have been European champions and Avram Grant would have the biggest medal in continental club football to his name. It stands to reason then that he would have stayed at Stamford Bridge for a bit longer, meaning that Luis Felipe Scolari wouldn't have got a look in. Would he have done better than the World Cup winning Brazilian, who only lasted till February the following year? And could he have improved upon Chelsea's third-place finish? And as for United, who won the title that season, would defeats in that Moscow final have led to Cristiano Ronaldo leaving the club for Real Madrid a year earlier? And would that have meant that Rafa Benitez's Liverpool won the Premier League instead of them? That's a pretty big butterfly effect, all from one missed penalty kick going the other way. And if you want to dig a bit deeper, there's plenty more that could have been affected. What if Anthony Knockaert had scored his penalty against Watford? We'd have been denied the Troy Deeney moment, sure, but might Leicester have gone on to win promotion to the Premier League earlier than scheduled? And would that have meant that Claudio Ranieri would never make it to the King Power? Would Arsenal or Tottenham, therefore, have been champions in 2016? The most significant sliding doors moment perhaps ever, though, was Paul Gascoigne, Wembley, June 1996. What if this had gone in? That golden goal would have sent England to the Euro 96 final against Czech Republic. 30 years of hurt could well have come to an end. There's so many of these moments that could have altered destiny forever. What if Shearer had signed for United? Would Lampard's ghost goal against Germany have kick-started England's World Cup back in 2010? What if Sam Allardyce didn't get bogged down in all that controversy and denied Gareth Southgate the England job? Does make you think.
Good morning, how's it going? You're listening to talkSPORT Breakfast with Arnold Clark. Browse the UK's best used car deals and score your dream car today. You can check out their website for more details. Good morning, my name's Shebahn Aherne and for Alan Brazil. And cue a little bit of this. Feeling shady with a spring in his step. Good morning, Gabby.
Good morning. How are we?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm just so happy that, you know, countries like England and Scotland can represent us in the World Cup this summer. You know, because Wales, disappointing.
You can't come in at 6 o'clock on a Friday morning and play this the day after.
I just felt Wales, I don't know what the tactics were. It was like a basketball game at times, end to end, too open at the back, Wales, and yeah. Unlucky.
I feel that this is going somewhere else. You're not just being unlucky for Wales. This obviously points to.
You know what? I look at last night and I say to myself, it's probably a good thing that Wales didn't go through, because the last World Cup I was there and I went to some of the Wales games. They were poor. They drew 1-1 with USA, Gareth Bale penalty. They were getting so ahead of themselves. Then they lost 2-0 to Iran. Then they lost 3-0 to England. They faced 21 shots alone against Iran. Do you know what I mean? I just feel like Wales, the squad of players they've got, probably not ready for another World Cup. Didn't do themselves any favours in the last one.
I think this all stems from this guy who had a go at Gabby.
Who?
Play it, Ed. Play this guy.
And Agbonlahor, what a clueless man. What did he, earn and what did he win with England? Oh, did he even make the squad? I don't mean he did. Absolute awful bloke. Footballer as well. Terrible. Absolutely terrible footballer. Absolutely terrible. But we're going to smash him, like I said, 3-0 today. No problem.
Oh, that didn't age well.
I know.
Did it?
Then they lost 3-0 to England. So no, that was the day of the game.
But is that where your Welsh
Oh no.
comes from in your belly?
I just look at the Wales.
No.
Listen, the last World Cup, they done fantastic to get there. The size of their country, the players had available, of course. But that clip there was from me saying there's no Welsh player that would get in England's 22 or 26, whatever it was. And it was true. Gareth Bale was past his best in that tournament. And there was no other Welsh player that would get in England's squad.
Okay, that's where it all stemmed from.
Gutted for Ireland, though. Republic of Ireland and Northern Ireland.
Aye, bit of a shame for them last night. Czechia go through 4-3 on penalties. Italy beat Northern Ireland 2-0 and Wales knocked out by Bosnia on penalties 4-2. That's the way it all went down for the home nations and Republic of Ireland last night. We can bring in a man who was at Cardiff City Stadium for us for talkSPORT a little bit more on where it all went wrong for the Welsh side. A very good morning to Lawrence Mora. Lawrence, good morning. I'm sorry you had to hear the national anthem and Gabby's hatred.
Oh, Gabby. I don't even know what to say to that, to be honest with you, at this time in the morning.
Gabby.
Just disappointed I'm not going to be able to share a red wine with you in USA.
I know. It's still come, mate.
Lawrence, nightmare, but was it just not enough?
Yeah, well, do you know what, actually, there is, apart from a lot of the nonsense, there was actually a semblance of truth in what Gabby said last night. And then the chaos, and Craig Bellamy sort of referenced in his press conference yesterday, at 1-0, they did, while not having the game won, they had that foothold in the game. And they just lost control as Bosnia threw more players forward. Wales just tried to continue to play that pass out from the back. They tried to continue that style. Bellamy says they've been schooled differently, but in the heat of battle, it just turned into absolute chaos. And that was where Edin Dzeko managed to pop up. But Wales 62% possession, hit the woodwork twice, 19 shots. They did enough to win it, but they didn't at the crucial moments.
You know what disappoints me, and I'm sure all the Welsh people will say the same, is that you had a chance last night to win, and then the final would have been at home as well. Yes, against Italy, tough team, but I probably fancy Wales in a final at home against this Italy squad. But the winners of that game would have went into Group B with Qatar, Canada, and Switzerland. It's not the hardest group, is it, to go to in the World Cup?
Thanks, Gabs. Making me feel better here.
Sorry,
no, look, it's and I think what was the kind of huge disappointment was the way that Wales have developed. You certainly referenced in 2022, and you're right. You know, the getting to the World Cup was the big thing for Wales in 2022. By the time they got there, Bale was past his, was at the end. He was at the end, as were some of the older players. And this was an opportunity for Wales to actually really show what they're about at the moment with this younger team that's been developed for 2 years under Craig Bellamy. And that's the biggest disappointment, is this team, possibly Harry Wilson and what have you, at their absolute peak, go into a World Cup and being able to produce there. There's a home Euros next, but that sort of core of the team will be a little bit older, and we'll have to wait and see for the next generation being pushed through. But yeah, that's the disappointment, I think. The opportunity to go there and actually do justice on the world stage.
Yeah, they're a real physical side as well. Last night, Bosnia. Talk to us about this 40-year-old. I mean, obviously Wales a younger squad, but a 40-year-old sending you to penalties.
Yeah, incredible. Edin Dzeko, he's just evergreen, isn't he? And all night Wales had put a really good sort of block on that. They'd stopped them being able to load the box and pile balls into the box until kind of late on in the second half. And that was, again, another one of the disappointments, really. There was at that point, Wales had ceded so much possession that it had gone backwards and forwards. And even Liam Cullen, I think, panicking at the back there in the last few minutes to concede that corner was unnecessary. But Dzeko, he looked fantastic up front with Demirovic, and the pair of them were beasts. And Wales managed to keep them fairly contained. But when you're that good at that level that you've been at, you're always able to grab that moment. And it came for him in the 86th.
I did fear for Wales because I was listening to talkSPORT last night, and it was Natalie Sawyer, Mickey Gray and Kevin Hatchard. And Kevin Hatchard, I think there was 2 minutes to go in extra time, and he says, I can see why Bosnia are trying to go into penalties, because their goalkeeper had saved something like 5 out of his first 6 penalties in the Bundesliga. And I was like, this doesn't sound good. But I've seen a few people give out some hate to Brennan Johnson for his penalty, and I'm like, listen, the nerves to step up. I've seen big superstar players not take a penalty, and they've been attackers. So fair play to the Welsh players that stood up, and it can happen, can't it? You can miss.
You can, and Brennan, in particular, we saw him leaving the pitch in tears with his shirt over his face last night. I did try to ask Craig a little bit about him and in terms of the season he's had, but it's possibly not the right time to kind of talk that. He's had a tough season, has Brennan. So to be able to step up at that moment, look, as Dan James was the man who missed the penalty 2 years ago against Poland at the Cardiff City Stadium, as we missed out on Euro 2024. So that's back-to-back tournaments we've missed out on penalties in playoffs. And Dan talked about how he felt like at that time he'd let the nation down. He said, but you sort of come again, and you've got to have that moment again. And Brennan will. He's a class act. But that's football, right? The roller coaster. You score the Europa League final winner 12 months ago, and then they come and they go.
They do. Listen, Lawrence Morrow, thank you so much for coming on this morning.
Cheers.
I hope you bounce back from here.
Oh, yeah. And have a great day, Gabs.
Yes, you too, mate.
Lawrence Morrow, our Welsh correspondent. Yeah, I mean, you can feel the heartbreak. It's a shame. You've really got a sense of that as well. Republic of Ireland, Northern Ireland. It's heartbreaking.
I think Northern Ireland were beaten 2-0, weren't they? But when you look at Republic of Ireland and Wales, to miss out on penalties, especially Ireland, Republic of Ireland, because going to the Czech Republic and being 2-0 up, 2-2, you battle on it extra time, and to go out away from home in penalties.
How easy is it to get over missing a decisive penalty? How long does that play on your mind?
Listen, it will play on your mind, won't it? Because as a player, you probably say to yourself, what have I cost this great nation going to a World Cup? How many fans have... I think I saw one fan on the news yesterday that had come from Australia to watch the Republic of Ireland game, and had not told his work, and he spent loads of money to get there. So there's so much disappointment for the fans. And honestly, when Republic of Ireland were 2-0 up, I was like, come on. Because you just want them at a World Cup. Is it 2002, the last World Cup Republic of Ireland have been at?
Yes,
imagine the fans. Imagine how many Irish there are in America that would be going to games. So devastating for them. But both Wales, Republic of Ireland and Northern Ireland have got to go again, because this was a World Cup, Shebahn, that was easy to get to. Let's be honest, 16 extra teams.
Do you know what?
32 teams normally go to a World Cup. This World Cup's 48.
Yeah, I don't actually think it was a penalty. The Republic of Ireland penalty, the first one, I don't think it was a penalty. I think they were lucky to get that penalty, to be honest.
They played well, though.
I was like, oh my God, what's happening? How's this a penalty? So I thought they were gifted a wee bit with that penalty. Okay, they took their chance. But if they had gotten through last night, Denmark, I think, would have been a hard one for them. A really, really hard game.
But they would have had it at home, wouldn't they?
Mm-hmm.
Anything's possible. Look what they've done against Portugal. When you've got that home fans on your side, Shebahn, in a final, anything can happen.
Yeah.
But to concede that goal, the first one, I mean, was it right before half-time?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. If you're going to half-time 2-0, you probably see it out.
Yeah. Okay, you can let us know your thoughts this morning. Welsh fans, Ireland fans, Northern Ireland fans, where you at? 03717 22 3344. Just when we thought maybe we'd have somebody else with
England
us.
fans, Scotland fans, what do you think about it?
No, you can keep quiet.
What do you think about it?
You just don't have to phone at the moment. That's absolutely fine. No shade this morning.
What do you think about it?
Coming up.
Are you Irish today, Shebahn?
Scottish today.
Okay.
Scottish today. Coming up is booing Ben White inevitable tonight. We'll do it next on talkSPORT. Good morning.
Will that result have put a little bit of a seed of doubt in the Arsenal players in terms of the Championship run-in?
He said, will it give a bit of doubt for Arsenal now going into the league?
I don't think so. I actually think it could work in our favour because you're seeing the amount of players that are being pulled out of their international teams. Sounds to me like Mikel's going, guys, I'm going to need you fit here. And if you're looking at the players that are not included, they're the players that are pretty much certified to play for their countries anyway. The likes of Gabriel, the likes of...
Are you okay with that, though? Players turning down their country?
Absolutely fine with it, mate. Right now, put it this way. If you do well for Arsenal, you're guaranteed to play for your nation anyway. So I think the only players that are not going to miss out on the opportunity are those that are on the fringes.
But as Savio Ancelotti and Gabriel's not turned up, do you not see that as turning you back on your country?
No, because the reality is he knows what's at stake over there. Ancelotti's a winner. You know, we have to start winning. It's actually going to be good for the national team once Arsenal start winning.
Does that result, though, on Sunday put doubt in your mind to win the Champions League? You know, like big one-off games, and Arsenal haven't showed up.
No, I don't see why it should. I mean, if I'm honest with you, I'm not even going to the next round of Champions League games. I'm not going to the sporting games.
Why?
Because we should be beating those teams. We've got it in the bag.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Just like that?
Just like that. And you know what? That loss is going to help us because now the attitude is, look, we have no choice but to win. There's a higher expectation now. We can look at the situation with the goalkeeper.
This was a banger, to be fair.
Las Vegas, 2009, 10 maybe.
That was in Cancun.
Yeah, this was our song in Las Vegas.
2011, wasn't it?
I was having the best time of your life, Shebahn. Young, no problems, young, wild and free, just enjoying life, dancing, shots of tequila,
back.
Jaeger bombs.
Rewind.
Give me it all. Everything.
You are an awful
day parties, night parties, extending flights in Vegas, missus phoning you and saying, disgrace, how dare you. We all changed our flights at the airport, right, in this summer.
Wait, you went to the airport, then changed your flight?
We got to Vegas airport, right, and we were all like, what are we doing going home? We got like 5 days till pre-season starts. and literally all at the same time phone our partners, and the names they called just can't reply, can't stay on air. You a disgrace, don't come back, how dare you, blah blah blah.
I would hate you
Turned
so
around,
much.
Caesar's Palace, thank you, enjoy.
And did she dump you after that?
Never.
She probably should have. She hadn't about
Does that happen anymore?
Dumped you.
Does that happen anymore?
What? People not coming home?
No, men getting dumped.
Should do. That's a dumpable offence.
Really?
Absolutely.
What didn't you just say? Have a good time, darling. You enjoying yourself?
Nah.
You want to send you some money?
Nope. Do you want a massage as well? Get in the bin. Why are we playing it though? Earlier on, Sim said to me, "Oh, it's Fergie's birthday today." And I was like, "That's nice, Sir Alex Ferguson."
Yes.
Wonder how he's going to... It's not. It's the singer Fergie's birthday.
Legend Fergie.
8-time Grammy winner Fergie. 51 today.
51.
Looks great as well, doesn't she?
Oh, wow. Okay.
And Gabby firing up the old Instagram.
Oh,
In the
tell you
DMs.
what.
I tell you what.
Tell you what.
Gabby already at the wind up this morning. Let's bring in Alan, spelt the Welsh way, the Chelsea and Wales fan. Good morning, Alan. How are you?
Good morning, Alan.
Good morning, Shebahn. Good morning, Gab.
Morning,
Great
mate.
show.
Is Gabby the worst guy ever? Or
Pardon?
if you get anyone else on your list?
No, he's a typical Englishman, isn't he?
Bit of Scottish in me
Drag
as
him
well,
up,
mate.
and I can't wait to... well, no, Scott, no. Drag him up and then shoot him down, Shebahn. I can't wait, honestly. We're a small nation, same as in the rugby. Limited resources, and we got to play what's in front of us. But just sadness, all, you know.
I know.
We didn't get there, but that's one of those things, that's all.
It hurts, Alan. Listen, I feel your pain. Thinking of you this morning, it was just Gabby being fun shade.
Yeah.
Fun shade.
I know. I know.
You'll come again. You'll come again.
Yeah, it'd be a long time, I think, Gab. Long time, but it's just like it's a typical English. Same as in the Twickenham with the rugby. Win the first game, batter us, and then get hammered every game.
It's coming home, mate.
And I can't wait for this announcement. British Airways flight 2153 boarding at Gate Lem for the English team prior to the World Cup final.
Well, jokes aside, are you gonna be cheering on the home nations in the World Cup or not?
Scotland, maybe.
Good man, Alan. Listen, thanks so much for your time this morning. Chin up. You'll get there again. And he's gone. 03717 223344 is the number. Let's do today's back pages.
Back page review on talkSPORT.
Katie Shanahan is here. Good morning.
Hello, guys. Hello. So the back pages are filled with pictures of Ben White. Back page of the Sun saying, "Don't boo Ben." Back page of the Times saying, "Thomas Tuchel, White must clear the air with the squad." Let's hear from Thomas Tuchel then, shall we, who sat down with talkSPORT's Fake Brothers, and she asked him about the character of Ben White after his controversial recall.
I feel him very shy. I feel him very shy and sensitive, and who needs the trust and the confidence from his players around and from the staff, which we hope we can show him, and we hope he feels from us. I am not saying that he didn't feel that before. I can just say what I think now, and I don't know the reason and the reason behind what happened in Qatar. So we take it from there. It was top behavior, top performances until now. There's of course a chance that he plays for us tomorrow. Why not? Because we called him up. Hopefully, supporters give him a fair chance.
So, for context, Ben White has not played for England since the tournament in Qatar, where he left the camp after an apparent row with Steve Holland, the England assistant manager at the time. He subsequently then made himself unavailable for England selection to Gareth Southgate and Lee Carsley. Southgate denied White had fallen out with Holland. So, Tuchel has since recalled him into this 35-man squad. Do you think he deserves a second chance?
I do, yeah. I think everyone deserves a second chance in life. No one knows the exact reason why he left Qatar and he left the World Cup squad. Players fall out with managers, managers fall out with players, coaching staff and players fall out. If that was what has happened, Ben White and Steve Holland, they've fallen out, then he's got every reason to not want to play for his country because he doesn't get on with the coaching staff. I've got no problem with it. You know, I hear so many people, you turn down your country. You should never play for them again. Shut up. It's a new manager, new coaching staff. He makes his own decisions, and that's it.
Do you think he'll get booed?
Probably, yeah. Yeah, because that's what we like to do, don't we? But I'm sure Ben White looks like a strong character. Looks like he doesn't care about what people think of him. And I'm happy for him to be back involved. If he's available for the World Cup squad and he's playing for Arsenal, then we can't turn down someone like Ben White. I think he's a great player, can play centre-half as well, versatile, so I've got no problem with it.
In terms of this other story regarding on the back page of The Sun, Rodri has thrown his Man City future into serious doubt after admitting he's open to a signing for Real Madrid. The 2024 Ballon d'Or winner says he needs to sit down and talk with City and would like to return to Spain. Rodri, who joined from Atletico Madrid, that was back in 2019, has just over a year left on his deal, and he told basically a Spanish radio station, "I have 1 year left on my contract. At some point, we will have to sit down and talk." Where do you sit on this?
I didn't like it. I saw all the quotes from that interview, and I'm thinking, like, if you're a Man City fan, you're like, okay, cheers. Yeah. Like, you're one of our better players. You've got the Ballon d'Or playing for Manchester City. He's basically saying, Real Madrid, come and get me, isn't he? With a year left in his contract, he's in a great position. But will Real Madrid want to sign a player who's going to be 30 soon?
I know. I mean, he's an unbelievable player. He is. Okay, he's not been the same since the injury, has he? But then also the whole subject goes on about Pep. Is he going to be there in the summer?
Yeah,
maybe he wouldn't want to sign if Pep's not there. So
maybe he already knows. Do Real Madrid want him? Maybe they do.
Yeah.
They could do with someone like him in that midfield. But it just shows as well, will this happen with Haaland in the future? Do you know Real Madrid are after you? You can't turn them down, can you? Look what happened with Trent going to Real Madrid. Maybe we have the same sort of conversation in a few years with Haaland.
Listen, Kate, he's trying to throw you under the bus, by the way. He's saying yesterday that you were saying I was the one laughing like that. I said, Gabby, I've got yours, mate.
I'm sorry.
I can actually hear it. It was
I've actually done that.
I'm sorry.
That's what he said.
I'm
He
trying
said,
to get myself
Gabby,
out.
I didn't realise you were one of those.
He's an absolute
Katie.
snake.
I'm sorry, Katie.
You're a snake in the grass.
I knew she wouldn't like retaliate at you because she loves you. I'm scared for the show. That's why.
He was like trying to turn us on each other. He was doing it out in the office.
Gabby, we know what you're like.
You're an absolute disgrace.
I'm honest. It was me and Ali.
Yeah, the fact that you put it out on your Instagram going, that's Shebahn.
I know.
That
I
wasn't
went
me.
and found it and screen recorded it.
That wasn't me. That was my representatives.
Okay.
My agency.
Representatives, do me a favour.
Getting you representatives, do that. Katie, thank you very much. You're back with us very, very soon. Coming up, where Liga 1 wrong to grant PSG's request to rearrange their potential league decider, the title decider against Long. We'll talk about that next on talkSPORT Breakfast.
Absolute awful bloke.
This season, the recruitment's not worked. They tried to replace Isak with two strikers, Visser and Voltamada, who've both struggled. I actually think Visser is better than people give him credit for. He just needs a good run. Ilanga doesn't play well often enough, flat to deceive. So who was in charge of recruitment? Who did that? There's a question. The other big problem they've got, and where Eddie's problem, I like Eddie a lot, me watching Newcastle as long as I have this season, and they're a great watch generally because they go after teams, play high energy. But their second half performances and results in a league table, they'd be 16th. And that's because they're not adaptable. They're trying to mix a European campaign and a Premier League campaign.
Yeah.
Playing this 100 miles an hour. Now, you need a supreme squad of athletes to play that way. I don't see often enough Newcastle go, today we're going to go, let's be a bit more pragmatic. And it's great at home. It works sometimes.
Isn't it a constant trend for Newcastle? Every time they qualify for a Champions League season,
to struggle a bit.
They struggle in the rest of the season. Yeah. I think the first season when they qualify for the Champions League,
That's my point, because of the style.
So it is a Champions League situation. It's a squad situation.
Amount of games, yeah.
And also, at the beginning of the season, Newcastle were very poor away from home. Yeah. They weren't able to get any points in the first sort of 5, 6, 7, 8 games in terms of or score any goals. And that may play into some of it.
And of course, it might get worse before it gets better, because if there's no European football for Newcastle United, it might be goodbye to some of the big names. Bruno Guimaraes, Sandro Tonali, to name but two.
Sport is often filled with people trying to make a quick buck, often at fans' expenses. But sometimes someone on the fringes comes up with an exhibition idea that goes down a storm. Let me tell you about a couple of them. Mallorca 2007. Rafa Nadal and Roger Federer compete in what was dubbed the Battle of the Surfaces, a unique idea that reportedly almost got cancelled at the last minute when worms got into the grass. An 11th hour turf delivery got the match on, and despite some dodgy bounces on the new green stuff, Rafa and Roger slugged out a 3-set epic. Tennis has a history of exhibitions too, with the Battle of the Sexes in 1973 captivating audiences worldwide as Billie Jean King took on the former world #1 men's player Bobby Riggs, who talked down the women's game. Billie Jean King won. In motorsport, there was Monzanapolis in the 50s when American Indy cars went up against European F1 cars. But perhaps the best exhibitions have been the charity ones. In 1998, legends like Mike Atherton, Sachin Tendulkar and Glenn McGrath turned out at Lord's for a one-dayer in memory of Princess Diana. And since 2006, we've had Soccer Aid, which has raised an incredible amount of money. And if you get to see the likes of Jose Mourinho taking out Ollie Mers, then what's not to like?
Pineapple under the sea. SpongeBob SquarePants. Absorbent and yellow and porous is he. SpongeBob SquarePants. If nautical nonsense be something you wish, SpongeBob SquarePants. Then drop on the deck and flop like a fish.
You're out of order.
Sorry, Shebahn.
No, you're not.
I can see a resemblance though now, so SpongeBob.
To be fair, I can't deny it. I've got a high-pitched voice.
It's nothing
and an annoying laugh.
Yeah, nothing like your laugh though. I apologise.
This is talkSPORT Breakfast with Arnold Clark. Over 20,000 used cars online to choose from, so they'll have the car for you. My name's Shebahn Gabby Agbonlahor is here. The King of Laughing, Jimmy Carr, joined talkSPORT Breakfast yesterday, so naturally we decided to road test our very own laughs.
Ooh.
Right, so this is what Ali and Gabby and Katie were doing yesterday.
Yeah.
And Gabby was dead certain that a certain presenter's cackle was SpongeBob SquarePants in disguise.
Okay, laugh number 4. Who is this?
That's Shebahn. That's Shebahn Aherne, 100%.
Let's hear it again. Okay, that is not Shebahn.
Sorry, Shebahn.
Shebahn, if you're listening, this is not Shebahn. Okay, who is this? Ali McCoy's Gabby? Any other guesses?
I don't know. The Wicked Witch of the...
It's a cartoon.
Oh my goodness.
He wears square pants.
It's SpongeBob SquarePants.
And I'm going to give it to Ali McCoy. There we go.
Oh my, you're in trouble.
Sorry.
That is hilarious.
She's not listening. She's asleep.
I need to tell you, that was excellent. Be in trouble.
Oh, just kill me.
I'm sorry, Shebahn. I totally forgot we were working together this morning.
It's funny because I was in yesterday and a few people mentioned it to me, and then I went online and I saw a few comments. what have I missed? That's what I've missed. And what's,
Can't even sleep. And rest in peace.
What's funny is the amount of people who say to me about your laugh, like you've got a great laugh.
Mine's and mine can be annoying as well.
No, I don't think yours
Depends who
is
you're laughing
annoying. I don't think yours is annoying.
Well, we were poor at that.
Jimmy Carr's got the best laugh.
Yes.
Of all time.
Yes.
Right, Kylian Mbappe stole the show last night as 10-man France held on to beat Brazil 2-1 in their international friendly in Massachusetts. He moved to within one goal of equaling France's all-time top goal scoring record, netting his 56th goal on his 95th appearance for his country. But for Brazil, their struggle continued under Carlo Ancelotti, with now just one win from their last 4 heading into the World Cup. Gabs, do you see one of these two as the favourites to win it?
I think you've always got to have Brazil as one of the favourites, because of the history in the competition. France, their squad speaks for itself, so they're always going to be one of the favourites as well. It's just a shame no Neymar at the moment. I know he's got injury problems, and no Neymar in the World Cup doesn't sit right with me.
I thought he was overrated.
I didn't say that.
Okay.
Oh, no. I've seen the comparisons between Rooney and Neymar, and I don't get it.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Rooney, unbelievable talent, but the things that Neymar could do, I've not seen any other player be able to do.
It's pure trolling is all it is, isn't it?
Yeah. But Rooney was a lot better at finishing, passing, but dribbling and showboating and skills. The Barcelona Neymar was unbelievable to watch. You would literally make sure you're in front of the TV for Barcelona to watch Neymar. That's how good he was.
What did you make of the commentary last night? That's getting a wee bit of heat online.
I didn't mind it.
Like a wee American.
Yeah, they're over the top a bit, aren't they?
Yeah.
I mean, when you go to America, it's like you go to a restaurant. Was that great? Was your food great?
Can I get $100 tip?
Yeah. Was
for serving you your fries, sir?
Was your scrambled eggs awesome? Was it awesome? Yes, it was nice. Yes.
Cabs, we need to get on board with the tip thing out in America.
Oh, I'm used to it.
You've got. I don't understand it.
So much,
I don't get it.
Literally, if you used to get a cab back in the day with cash, say it was $15. If you give them a 20, they're saying, all right, then see you later. They're not giving you no money back.
Aye, that's cool. That's fine. That's like a taxi driver over here, isn't it? If you give
but
them
a fiver.
It's fine.
Out of a £15, I'd still want some change, no?
Nah.
Really?
I'd give them that, I'd give that to a cab. Yeah, a cabbie's different. Like, if they're serving you a can of Coke and they're looking for another $40, I'm like, what do you want from me?
Yeah.
You've done nothing for me.
Love it.
You've brought me over the drink.
Well, you've already been taxed before as well. So you get a double tax.
Yeah.
You get taxed on what you spend in a restaurant. Then they say, we don't get this. We don't get any of this. Can you tip as well? And you're like, okay.
That'll be us banned from America.
I know, yeah.
So just joking. Let's talk about the Brazil-France game now with French football expert Julien Laurent. Good morning, Julien. How are you doing?
Julien, good morning.
Hello, guys. All good.
You okay?
Yeah, and you?
Yes. Julien, last night I watched bits of the game. You'll know more than me. Great finish by Mbappe, but I don't think it's fair, Julien, the squad of players that France have got. Honestly, I was looking yesterday, no Saliba, obviously not in the squad, but the starting attacking players, Mbappe, Ekitike, Dembele, Olise. Then on the bench, no Barcola, don't know why he wasn't there, but Doué, Thuram, Muani, Zaire Emery, Shirky, Camavinga. It's unbelievable, isn't it? The options.
Yeah, you're right. And Barcola is injured, picked up an injury with PSG. Otherwise, I think he probably would have started ahead of Ekitike. There was no Manu Kone either, no Jules Koundé, also injured. So of the 10 outfield players, probably 4 starters were also missing. And we've been saying it, Gabby, for the last few weeks, really leading into this World Cup, that in terms of depth of squads and what's available to Deschamps, I don't think there's another national team that is as strong as us, really.
No.
That doesn't mean you're going to win it, but certainly if he makes the right call, it'd be very hard, at least not to concede against those kind of firepower up front.
Do you know, Julien, over here, the English are always like, it's coming home, it's coming home. Do you guys feel that way about the France team in France now?
I mean, when you're used to winning, it's a bit different, to English people, obviously, but more seriously.
Love it from you, Julien.
I just wanted to hear you laugh like Bob SpongeBob SquarePants. I agree with Gabby, to be honest. But anyway, that's for another day. But no, more seriously, we've reached four finals of the last 7 World Cups, and that consistency, I think,
also matters when you get to a competition like this, really. And I know not all of those players were there 4 years ago in the final in Qatar, or even 8 years ago when they won it in Russia. But I think that kind of experience helps a lot when you get, especially to the later stages. Remember the quarterfinals against England, and it's not me picking on England, but in Qatar, that quarterfinals, we were there with Gabby. You could tell that in terms of experience of having been there before, having in that kind of very tense game, quite even, where you're going to win it on something small, then I think they had a big edge over that. So I think the experience is huge, and it's the same for the manager. I think Deschamps, and it being his last World Cup, I think they would want to finish on a high for him, but he's been there before and he's done it before, and I think that's a big thing too.
How exciting though, because I've seen the news that maybe Zidane is going to come in. Is that right, for Deschamps? How exciting for a Frenchman to see the legend coming in after this tournament.
Oh yeah, Gabby, very exciting. Obviously, we've known now for a few weeks that it was going to be him. The poor guy has been waiting and waiting and waiting until Deschamps leaves his job, and Deschamps has been there 14 years now because things have gone so well for him. So there was no need for him to stop being there. Now he decided to step down, and I think Zidane was just a natural heir to coaching this national team. Everybody's very excited, and he hasn't coached for a while, so let's see how he does. But I think in terms of his style of management, it's good for him to be the national team head coach.
Yeah, it's very exciting. And talk to us about PSG winning this fight to have the long game postponed. How do you view this, Julian?
Shocking, Julian.
Yeah, that's bad. I agree, and I'm a PSG fan. So if even for me to say like I disagree with the decision from the league, because again, the way it's done, even if the other club doesn't want to have the game postponed, it's the league that decides. They voted in favor. I really don't understand. I think you devalue your product for the league. This was going to be the league final, really, because they are the two best teams in the league. And Lens, to be fair, have been the best team in the country this season, better than PSG overall in terms of consistency in the league. I don't understand it. I think it's really unfair. I think in terms of ethics, it's really bad. It gives the wrong image of the league. And if I was Lens, and they are very, very upset, and rightly so, I would be exactly the same. I completely disagree. Even from PSG to have asked for it, I think that was a bad idea.
Julian, I get it for the league. You know, you want as many teams to try and get through to the last stage of the Champions League and win it, so you're going to help your team. I get it. But if you're Lens, you're looking at it like, this game, maybe PSG rest some players, so we've got more chance of winning, and it helps us during the title race. It's just not fair, is it? It's like... prioritising one team.
Yeah, absolutely. Completely unfair. And again, if Lens had been, I don't know, 10th in the table with nothing to play for, really, I'm sure they would have been happy. Strasbourg, for example, asked for the game against Brest to be postponed because they have also the Conference League quarterfinals. And that's fine. Both of them were happy to do it. But not with Lens, not when this is such a key game in the title race, because you think that if Lens win it, they're probably going to win it. If PSG win it, they will win the league. And you can't change the calendar like that just because PSG are in Europe.
Even if PSG go on to win it, Julian, you might feel differently then.
No, yeah, I mean, of course, I'd be happy, but I think it's really unfair. I think unfair and is the right word for this. And this is wrong in terms of sporting events and our sport. You shouldn't be able to do something like that, to be fair.
Talk to me about PSG, though, Julian, because we spoke to you a lot over the last few years, and winning the Champions League last season took that pressure off. Is there problems there? Is the manager happy there? Would he leave in the summer? Is there some of the players speaking out at certain times? Because the performance against Chelsea was something special. It was the PSG that everyone wants to see, wasn't it?
Yeah, you're right, finally, because we've been waiting for that kind of performance all season pretty much. They haven't hit the highs that they hit last season, for example. Yes. And we just waited for when that would turn and when it would click somewhere. And it felt like it was the first game against Chelsea, and then maybe even more the second leg. And we can discuss Chelsea's level and things like that, sure. But I think they were outstanding, and it looks like finally they're getting back to that kind of level. Everybody's fit now, no more injuries. Everybody seems to have the energy required to play the Luis Enrique style at this key moment in the season, which is, I think, huge. So the two games against Liverpool will be amazing, especially with the second leg.
This squad of players, though, Julian, they need to really, as long as they stay together for a good few more years, dominate Europe because you never know what happens, do you? Dembele might want to leave, Hakimi might want to leave, Doué might want to leave, the squad might get split up. Go and win back-to-back Champions Leagues now.
Yeah, you're right. And obviously it's very hard because only 2 teams in the last 45 years have done it. And that's, you know, the great Milan of Saki and then the great Real Madrid of Cristiano and Zidane. And that's it. So it's very difficult. But I think they have a chance. Liverpool would be tough. And then potentially the winner of that quarters play Real Madrid or Bayern, which would be tough even before the final. And that would be maybe Barca or Arsenal in the final. So it's not going to be easy. No. But I think they have a chance, and it's that energy that is the key here. And Luis Enrique is happy. I think he will stay. I saw Kvaratskhelia being linked with Arsenal. He's very happy in Paris. He doesn't want to move, and PSG won't let him go either. So you're right. The key is probably to keep that squad, Neves and Vitinha and Doué, Dembele, who's also out of contract soon, together and see where they go. But I think that there's potential for more big wins for sure.
French football expert Julien Laurent, thank you.
Legend, mate. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Have a good show.
Merci beaucoup. Au revoir.
Oh la la.
Say Julien.
Julien.
You're like when you're on holiday, put on the accent but still speak English. Julien.
Orange Fanta.
Right, coming up. Well, West Ham's defiant measures to stop Arsenal fans gate crashing the London Stadium work. Good morning. It's talkSPORT Breakfast.
Seen North London. Can you hear me, Spurs? You must have the beating. Emil Heskey ticking. Can you? Oh my God, what's going on? Hold on. Oh my God. Can you hear me ticking? You must have one hell of a beating. Can you hear me encouraging signs? Signs. Can you hear me signs? You must have one hell of a beating. Beavertown Brewery. 3-point lane. I do you a favour. The Sainsbury's Stadium. The big cockerel. Can you hear me, cockerel? You must have one hell of a beating to Darius Defoe. Help me out. Spurs. You must have one hell of a beating. Has anyone seen the Gunners? Mike Keown. Can you hear me, Keown? You're going to win a hell of a beating, Kemper. That Lucas MP. Eagle for the forever. Gunnosaurus. Kemper. Arteta's light bulb. Can you hear me, light bulb? You're going to win a hell of a beating with the dog. What's up to him? Is he still alive? Can you hear me, Arsenal? You're going to win it.
You are useless. Honestly, you're a shambles for a man. What a weekend of football. Spurs. Oh my word. What on earth happened? What is going on at this football club? We're going down. Spurs are going down. Chelsea disrespected the ball again. What's happening to them? They're in shambles. Arsenal, they bottled it in the League Cup final.
Good morning, you're listening to talkSPORT Breakfast. My name's Shebahn Aherne Gabby Agbonlahor is here. What do we know this Friday morning? It was a poor night for the home nations as World Cup dreams for Northern Ireland, Wales and Republic of Ireland all ended. Sad times. There was more glory though for Luke Littler out in Berlin last night as he checked out not one but two 170 finishes to beat Michael van Gerwen. And there are three huge derbies to come in the Women's Super League this weekend. Earlier in the week, Chelsea were beaten 3-1 by Arsenal in the Women's Champions League. Blues boss Sonia Bonpastor has been taking headlines after publicly slating the performance of the referee.
Some of the goals we scored were actually valid, and I'm really upset about that. No matter if we won or lost the game, and it's always easy to complain about the referee when you win, but I think it's not good enough. When you are playing a quarter-final of the Champions League and you have the VAR, I think it's not possible to have that level of refereeing.
Oh, Gabs, I don't know if you've watched this, but that goal should have stood. Berman scored. She's leaning on Arsenal defender Leah Codina, leaning ever so slightly. It doesn't seem there's any weight. The goal's rolled off. But it goes for a goal check at VAR, and I don't think VAR know what they're doing. So VAR's got it wrong. They've done nothing about it. I think they would have intervened and said that should be a goal. And the referee, who's widely regarded in women's football,
one of the best,
she had a bad game, a really bad game. But I think we've got something like 15 full-time referees for women's football in this country. 15.
Not enough, is it?
And it's something like, I mean, I've not met one to ask them for their salary, and I don't suppose they'll tell me. But estimated around like 30 to 40 grand to be a full-time referee.
Yes.
Kind of thing. So it's not the most sought-after role.
Yes. Do you think it needs to be improved?
Yeah, of course.
Wages,
of course. But then we were calling for VAR. So let's get the refs better before we can rely on VAR.
VAR's not been any good either, has it? So.
I was disappointed in Sonia Bonpastor for blaming a referee.
Yes.
To be honest, she's got a stacked squad. They've spent a lot of money. They've ripped it up. They've sacked Paul Green, the general manager, or he's been let go, whatever happened there. And if Arsenal are to win their 2 games in hand in the league, Chelsea will drop down to 4th.
Wow, that's not
in the
good enough
league,
for Chelsea,
which is crazy. And it looks like Arsenal get past them in the quarterfinals. So there's a chance Chelsea won't have Champions League football next season, which is mad. Right, time now for this. Katie is back with us.
Yes, and we are talking about West Ham because Keely Hodgkinson has poked fun at West Ham by claiming Great Britain will win more medals at the London Stadium than the Hammers have in their entire history if the 2029 World Athletics Championships are held in the English capital. So last year, the UK government confirmed its support for London's bid to host the event for the first time since 2017. If successful, the bid would see the championships return to West Ham's London Stadium, although according to reports, they've not yet agreed to allow the venue to be used. So Gabby, what would you say if the World Athletic Championships were at Villa Park? Would you allow it?
I haven't got a problem with it, no. Why not? Obviously, West Ham have got the track, haven't they? So I don't see what the problem is, why they wouldn't allow it. They might be playing championship football then, you never know.
Yeah, but I think the thing is it would clash with football games.
Oh, would it? Oh, okay. That's different, isn't it? If obviously there's Premier League or Championship games that need to be played, then need to choose a different venue. But I don't mind her comments. I think they're cheeky. I like it.
You like it?
It's got to be about her, hasn't she? She likes to poke. I don't mind it.
Yeah, because Keely Gabs.
I think she's a great athlete. Shebahn, fantastic.
Shocking.
Yeah.
Very, very, very,
Getting
very
a little
good
bit red there, Gabs.
Shocked, Gabby.
No. Can we break?
What is it she does again?
Is it 800 metres?
It's on Gabby.
Yeah, she's very good.
Okay,
Yeah, not easy, 800 metres. Can't all do marathons like you, Shebahn.
Yeah, that's true. It's very true.
Speaking of West Ham, talkSPORT are running a story about West Ham have released a statement to address Arsenal fans buying tickets in the London Stadium home end for their upcoming Premier League clash. Now, the game is on the 9th of May. It's the third last game of the season. Arsenal could win the league that day. So West Ham are asking fans to show proof of support from the last few years to show they are a West Ham fan. But do you blame Arsenal fans trying to, pack into the home end just in case they do win the league?
I don't blame them, but I thought this was normal for every Premier League club, that you have to prove, you've been to games where you can buy a ticket. For instance, like, you couldn't go and buy an Aston Villa ticket now.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be able to. You've got to show proof.
Mm-hmm.
And there's, probably waiting lists and stuff. So I don't think you should mix fans, because why West Ham need to win the game to stay in the Premier League? If they're adrift and you got Arsenal fans celebrating the home end. You know what happens? Kicks off, punches being thrown. So you need to avoid that.
How'd you prove it? Like, sing North London Forever as best you can. Like, how'd you prove your support?
History,
Is it like pictures or
It's got to be
tickets?
history of like buying a ticket. I'm sure.
It's memorabilia and shirts is what they've asked for.
Is it really? What if you can't afford shirts?
Go to the West Ham shop.
Yeah, just before you arrive.
Canio.
But Gabby, what are you going to do if Arsenal win the league?
I don't mind. I think Arsenal should win the league. He spent over $1 billion, hasn't he? About time. But
I think we should get you to do a forfeit or something if Arsenal win the league.
Yeah, there should be.
Well, let's be honest though.
Maybe present the show in your boxes or something like that.
No, you don't want to see that.
Do a Gary Lineker.
Don't want to see my baggy boxes, my old man's boxes.
Skiddies.
I think Arsenal, though, I do look at them and say, like, they will win the Premier League, but is that enough this season?
Is that enough?
Is
For
that
Arsenal
enough?
win the league?
1 out of 4. Is that enough?
Well, it'd be different if it was, I was going to say the Carabao, but that didn't happen.
Lost the Carabao. If you lose in the FA Cup, you don't win the FA Cup, you don't win the Champions League.
I think lots of Arsenal fans will be happy if they win.
Oh,
the
they'll be
league.
thrilled. They'll be absolutely.
That's the one they want.
They will
That's
be.
the one that they've been fighting for.
When you look at the quality of the Champions
No,
League.
but how many, Gabby, come on, how
European
many
sides
Arsenal
were
fans are
underestimated.
actually saying, yeah, we're going to win the quadruple?
Loads.
What? That
I've
are
heard
just...
you say it.
I've not said
You
that.
have, Katie.
Well, you can't now, so that's
Hey,
funny.
you've said you've been confident though that you'll win more than one trophy, and Arsenal need to win more than one for me with the squad of players they've got, the money they've spent. Look at the squad of players. The best, the best squad in Europe, though, isn't it? Arsenal's. It is the biggest squad, best man for man squad, and I just think Arsenal need to win more, and they've never won a Champions League. I know Nottingham Forest have, Celtic have.
Is that not being
Aston
greedy?
Villa
Win the
have.
league title and the Champions League? It's a bit greedy. I think Arsenal fans would be happy to just get the Premier League sorted.
I just think teams are going to get better, so you need to go and win that Champions League now whilst teams aren't at their best.
Katie, thank you very much. Katie Shanahan there. Still to come for you on talkSPORT Breakfast.
Superstar Breakfast preview on talkSPORT with Travis Perkins. Download the new improved app to easily manage your accounts and quotes.
What does this hymn say in English, Gabs?
No idea. No idea. My last year of school, I was concentrating on being in the Aston Villa Academy, not concentrating, so
On
I
your
have no
hymns.
idea.
By the way,
as you can tell.
some hymns were great. I love a hymn.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I love a hymn. I do.
I'd just be in a choir.
I love that you were in a choir. This is a Welsh hymn. It's called We're Still Here. Not when it comes to getting to the World Cup, though. It was a case of deja vu in the worst possible way for the Welsh last night. Another penalty shootout in Cardiff, another qualifying dream dead and buried, sadly. Welsh fans, we want to hear from you this morning. Is it the quality? Is it just not there anymore? Is it a deeper problem? 03717 223344. It's the number. Give us a call. You can speak to Gabs, your biggest fan. That was our breakfast preview with our good friends at Travis Perkins.
Absolute awful bloke.
Superstar Breakfast preview on talkSPORT with Travis Perkins. Get free next day track delivery. Head to travisperkins.co.uk or download the app.
It's understood that Chelsea do not plan to review Rosenior's performance formally before the summer of 2027. They have no intention of making a change at the end of the season. Chelsea view this summer as being critical in terms of recruitment. The club's desperate to improve the mental resilience of the squad and provide Rosenior with a better balance of options. Chelsea will look to sign at least one new central defender, and they want to sign a midfielder or add a midfielder and a forward as well. We know all that, Danny, but we also know a run of 1 win in the last 6 Premier League games, many Chelsea fans are far from happy about the way things are going. So, Simon, Danny, I mean, no Champions League, no problem for Liam Rossignol, it seems. Should we believe it?
No, I struggle to believe that wholeheartedly. I think no Champions League for Chelsea would be a failure for them, especially if there's 5 places. And I think that the fans will become very disgruntled if that's the case. I do feel like whoever was in there, whoever was put in there, would face similar problems. If you look at what we've talked about many times, the squad being so young, you see the amount of sendings off they have, the ill discipline, the extremes of performance, brilliant one week, poor the next. That's hard for anyone to go in there and get better consistency with the dynamic of the squad.
Thomas Tuchel's busy trying to bring glory back to England for the first time since '66. But how did he get here? Well, from the sleepy town of Krumbach via some giants of European football, here's his journey to Wembley. Sitting around 60 miles west of Munich, Krumbach's population is less than 14,000 people. But Tuchel's friends there remember a boy whose ambitions lay far beyond the Bavarian community. His will to win was evident early. Tuchel often captained his youth football teams, and his school side lifted the national German football trophy in 1987. The sport took the young defender on a whistle-stop tour of South Germany, from Augsburg to Stuttgart and then Ulm. A knee injury ended his playing career at the age of 25, though. Tuchel accepted his first coaching role in the Stuttgart youth setup in 2000, hired by none other than Ralf Rangnick. Under Tuchel's stewardship, the club's under-19s won their league title in 2005. But Stuttgart chose not to renew his contract, feeling Tuchel had an abrasive personality. He went on to manage Augsburg's second team before spending 5 years at the helm at Mainz. He then followed in Jurgen Klopp's footsteps and moved from Mainz to Dortmund. Here, Tuchel secured his first major silverware, the German Cup, in 2017. 8 more major trophies came next for Tuchel in just 5 glorious seasons. He won 2 Ligue 1 titles and a pair of domestic cups as PSG boss. At Chelsea, he famously lifted the Champions League as well as a Super Cup and a Club World Cup, and he also bagged a Bundesliga at Bayern Munich. And then, 4 months after leaving Bayern, Tuchel was unveiled as England's new manager.
I always wanted to come back to England. That was my big goal. I have the best memories of the country, of the league and of the players, the attitude towards the game, the attitudes from the supporters.
Well, here's hoping Tuchel can finally drag England over the line at a major tournament.
Good morning, you're listening to talkSPORT Breakfast with Arnold Clark. Browse the UK's best used car deals and score your dream car today. Check out their website for more details. My name is Shebahn Aherne, and for Alan Brazil, Gabby Agbonlahor is here. And on the way for you this morning, as Wales's World Cup dreams were shattered last night We'll be speaking to Euro 2016 semi-finalists with Wales former striker Sam Vokes that will join us on the show. Gabby's been on the wind-up. He says Wales just aren't ready for a World Cup, even with 48 teams there. 03717 22 3344. Welsh fans, do you agree with Gabs on that? And are you going to the England game tonight? It's live on talkSPORT. It's at Wembley. And if you are going, do you plan to boo Ben White? 03717 22 3344 is the number. You can have your say on that. All of that to come and lots more. But could tonight give us a better idea of who we will see on Tuchel's plane this summer's World Cup?
We had very good training sessions the last day, and it was special today to train in Wembley. It was my first time. The players are excited to show up tomorrow.
And where Gaines inside the penalty area, and it's 2! 2 in 2 minutes.
What do you need to show Thomas that he's maybe not seen from you?
Just more of the same, and trying to be at a really high level both on the ball and off the ball.
Good save, keeper, going to be headed in! Uruguay have the lead!
The goalkeeper on 7 working very hard.
Yeah.
Give it to the guys up front. They will sort it out.
It will be difficult. They're a strong team. They have an extraordinary coach who is always happy to do something out of the ordinary and out of the textbook.
Valverde trying to help it on. There is his hat-trick.
So England are back in action tonight in a friendly against Uruguay. Of course, the game is live for you here on talkSPORT. Gabs, do you get up for it? Do you get up for a wee friendly, especially with the World Cup around the corner?
Normally I would not, but this is different.
Yeah.
This is like you have to go and show your manager that you should be on that plane to the World Cup. So this will have a different edge to it tonight. And the game next week against Japan, I think it is. Players have got to go out and perform. So I think it'll be a high tempo. Even when the subs come on, everyone's got a point to prove.
In terms of the players who are making their way back into the England squad, Harry Maguire, Kobbie Mainoo, among those players returning to the England setup. Do you think we could see any of them start tonight?
I think Maguire will start. I think Mainoo will start. I think Rashford as well will start because he hasn't had much game time with Barcelona. But Maguire and Mainoo for me will, and they've got to take their chance tonight.
I think England need characters, don't they?
Yep.
And you've got to hand it to Harry Maguire. He's a strong character.
I said it a few days ago, Shebahn. I said, like, what he went through a couple of years ago. He was mocked on social media by some dweebs who like to make reels about his worst bits in Manchester United. He could do that about every player.
Yeah.
He could do that about the best players in the world, the mistakes they make. And he got through that. He was getting mocked when he played. And he had the mental strength, so mentally strong to get through that. And I'm happy for him. I backed him all the way. Roy Keane was so rude about him. Disrespectful Roy Keane was. I remember calling Roy Keane out for it. Like, Harry Maguire is a top defender. And if I'm picking an England team to start the World Cup today, he's starting. I want him in my back four.
In fairness, he did go through a bad patch.
Yeah.
He wasn't good enough for a time. But I think in terms of the character shown, he got through that.
Yes.
And everyone's open for criticism when they have a bad game. But I think with Maguire, it got that hateful
People that
version
hadn't
on the
even-
bullying type
Yeah,
chat.
because people hadn't even watched the games probably, Shebahn, but
Yeah.
they look at it on social media. Oh, let's repost that. Let's laugh at Harry Maguire. It was too much.
Yeah.
I didn't like the feeling that he was even in games. I'm sure Manchester United fans were sarcastically clapping him during games. So I'm happy for him to get through that. And tonight he's got to take his chance as well.
I hope Luke Shaw gets sent back into the squad. I'm surprised he's not been named in a 45-man squad.
Is it his injury problems? I know it's been better this season.
All season.
Yeah, it's been better this season, but he has had injury problems in the past. So has Calvert-Lewin. So you can't really make that decision. But maybe he's looking at youth, in his fullback positions.
It's 30. That's experience.
Yeah, but maybe he's looking at Lewis Hall, young, O'Reilly, young. Spence can play there as well, younger. So maybe Luke Shaw's England career is over. I think it will be.
I think he'll get there. I think he should get there. You take your best players, you take your most experience. Okay, yes, you're right. The injury record for Luke Shaw hasn't been good enough.
I don't think he
But he's
starts
been playing every game.
Yeah, but I don't think he starts in front of O'Reilly and Hall for me.
I think that's debatable. But from what we see now, obviously Thomas Tuchel has other options available to him. Let's bring in someone who knows more about this than us. England's talkSPORT correspondent Faye Carruthers is with us. Good morning, Faye. How are you doing?
Good morning, Faye.
Morning, Shebahn. Morning, Gabby. Hope you're both well.
All well, thank you.
Faye, what do you expect the team to look like tonight then?
Well, it's going to be experimental, that's for sure. It feels as if this group of players are fighting for almost the fringe places in Thomas Tuchel's squad. The 11 that he has given a rest to that will rejoin the group on Friday and Saturday. He said if it was a World Cup tomorrow that they would be on the plane. They'd have their ticket, as he's been describing it. So it's very much playing for squad places, trying to fight for that starting place. There are still a couple of positions up for grabs, and of course there's always injuries that could affect things for sure, and centre-back at the moment, we might not see John Stones tonight. He's got a bit of a calf problem, so they're not sure whether they're going to risk him. He's not played a massive amount of football. We might see Jordan Henderson start tonight. Jordan Pickford expected, but obviously why would you put Jordan essentially maybe in this tougher game perhaps against Uruguay that we don't know what Marcelo Bielsa always brings to the party as Uruguay manager. He's such a fun coach to watch their teams play. You just don't know. It's going to be high energy, that's for sure. So maybe Pickford in goal for that and Dean Henderson for the Japan game, but we'll see. Because Thomas Tuchel has said one of those three will be his captain depending on who plays, and I don't think John Stones is going to play a part tonight.
I don't think he starts, but I'd love to see Harvey Barnes get some minutes, Faye, because we've been talking about Harvey Barnes, haven't we, for a few months.
What, the Scottish lad?
Yeah, born and bred Scottish. Turned down Scotland, didn't he? And maybe he did that because he's probably spoken to Thomas Tuchel. He probably told him, "You're in my plans. Maybe you got to do a bit more." Eze's obviously gone home injured. He's got his chance, and I'm sure after his form this season, 14 goals in all competitions, he'll be itching to impress the manager.
Yeah, there's an opportunity for him, that's for sure. I'd like to see him too, but this is the good thing with a friendly. We can bring on players. It depends how they've got on in training as well, actually. You know, they've had 4 training sessions, albeit the first day on Tuesday was a pretty light session because obviously they'd all been playing at the weekend and only just joined up with each other. But certainly it's been competitive behind the scenes. And you're right, Harvey Barnes' form this season has been superb. I for one am very pleased. Sorry, Shebahn, that he declined Scotland.
Yeah, I think if he wants to play for
she's
England,
looking at you, Faye.
I said that I'd want him to want to play for Scotland.
Why
if he doesn't want to, then
you sound angry.
I think it's great he's in the England squad. Shut up!
Honestly, Gaz, on the wind up again, it's Friday morning.
I'm sorry.
It's brilliant.
I'm sorry.
But yeah, he more than deserves his place. But it's so competitive at the moment. You know, it's silly to say, but you call up 35 players. You know, you've got to really, really sparkle in order to go above some of the players that have already got credit in the bank. With Thomas Tuchel, particularly from those September, October and November camps. There are players that really impressed him. He loved the team ethic behind the scenes as well. He felt that they really bonded in those 3 camps, and you've got to do a lot to break into that at the minute.
What are we thinking about Ben White if he does come on, or even if he's warming up when he comes out? Do you think he gets booed, Faye? I think everyone deserves a second chance. No one knows exactly what happened under Gareth Southgate, why he left the squad, but he deserves a second chance, doesn't he? And we shouldn't be booing any of our players.
I 100% agree with you on that, Gabby. Yes, he deserves a second chance. From what when I spoke to Noni Madueke yesterday, who obviously plays with Ben White at Arsenal, knows him well. You know, he said he was really delighted to be called back up for England and proud, and that, you know, he's actually a really good character behind the scenes, and perhaps we haven't seen that from Ben White in an England shirt, and a lot of people very unhappy with his decision to leave the World Cup. But as you say, we don't know the reasons why. He may have had very valid reasons as to leave, but Thomas Tuchel did say that he is going to be holding, and he used this phrase, clear the air talks with some of the players that are coming back in the Friday and Saturday, because some of those players were, of course, with him out in Qatar in 2022. So it would be really interesting to hear, and I don't think we will hear actually how those talks go. I think we're at that stage now where what Thomas wants is that things that happen behind the scenes within camp stay private. And there's a lot in football that perhaps should stay like that, and leaks happen, etc. But if he's explaining to people exactly what's happened and why he left and why he's now proud to come back and pull on an England shirt again if he gets the opportunity to play either tonight or against Japan, then I do believe that he should have a second chance.
Yeah. Faye Carruthers, our England correspondent at Wembley tonight. Hope it goes well, Faye. See you soon.
Thank you. See you later.
Take care, Faye Carruthers there. I also think if you're an adult and you're a fully grown adult going to a game tonight to boo a player,
yeah, it's embarrassing.
You're a bit cringe.
But what I would say tonight, Shebahn, is that we should see a fast, high tempo, quality performance from this England squad, because you have to perform tonight. If you're Solanke or Calvert-Lewin tonight, selfish Jared Bowen, go and show the manager how you can handle the pressure playing for your country. This might be your last chance tonight.
England fans, we want your calls this morning. Pick up the phone, give us a bell. 03717 223344 is the number. What do you want to see tonight? And Ben White back in the England squad. If he plays tonight, do you plan to boo him? Do you boo your own players? Do you boo Ben White? 81089 03717 223344 is the number. Coming up, Jurgen Klopp has broken his silence on Mo Salah's imminent departure from Liverpool. We'll hear what he's been saying next.
Mo Salah will leave Liverpool on a free this summer. Here's a crazy stat for you. Mo Salah either scored or assisted 37% of the goals Liverpool scored in the last 9 seasons.
Yeah, he's, and I think it was Hugh Wisencroft that said there that the awakening of Liverpool was down to Klopp and Salah. Those two worked in such sync. Klopp made Salah the player that he is, or allowed him to be the player that he is.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at someone in North London who, I'm not comparing Saka to Salah, but if you put that Saka into a Klopp's team, you would see. So Salah's got more goals and assists than Saka.
What you're saying is Arteta's holding back Saka?
Oh, 100%. Liverpool fans, Arsenal fans know that. 100%. That's not up for debate, is it? I'm not opening up a debate here. I'm just stating the fact that Mo Salah's got more goals and assists this season in all comps than Saka. Now, if Klopp had Saka at the time that he was going through that brilliant time at Liverpool, you'd see a totally different Saka. Arteta's getting a different role out of him. There's no way Mohamed Salah would not be the player he is if he played under Arteta. Don't even go there with me.
Okay,
Don't have that argument because I'll fall out with you.
Okay, but I don't think Saka can do what Salah's done.
Well, no. But what I'm trying to get at is that Saka is being held back and doing a job in a different way in the same position.
Good morning, you're listening to talkSPORT Breakfast with Shebahn Aherne Gabby Agbonlahor. Right, on Tuesday, Mohamed Salah made the bombshell announcement that he'll be leaving Liverpool at the end of seasons, after 9 seasons. Sorry, after 9 years, he'll be leaving at the end of the season. Easier for me to say. Yesterday, legendary Reds boss Jurgen Klopp joined the Anfield Wrap and was full of praise for the Egyptian king.
Unbelievable goal. So he was part of the best front three in world football for a long time and was the one who always had the highest numbers. So that says something. That really says something. It's not easy to be slightly above the other two guys, and they have all their specific skills. But Mo was the one for the last situation. He wanted to have that more than anybody. Sadio was a mix of both. Like, yes, he wanted to score goals, but he could have played midfield even, so that's his skill set. Bobby was the genius who didn't care about anything and could play absolutely everything, and Mo was the one who was really always the goal in his mind.
Jurgen Klopp there, he's right, there were some attacking trio.
Unbelievable. The whole team. Fabinho, Henderson in midfield as well. Chamberlain, didn't they? Keita. So many top players. Legendary team.
Yeah.
It's going to be a shame when he does go. That last game of the season, Brentford at home, it's going to be an emotional one. Like when Klopp left his last game.
You hate seeing players go as well when it feels like the tide has turned on them and people are kind of come. It's time for him to go. He's got to go. The football's leaving him. All that kind of chat. I don't like that. I feel like he's done enough.
No. But Mo Salah, I think it's probably the right time for him, and I think it's the right time for Liverpool. Suits both.
Okay, let's head over now to talk about the Olympics, where there's been a huge latest development. The International Olympic Committee announced yesterday a major policy shift, effectively banning transgender women from competing in the women's category at the 2028 Los Angeles Games. The new rules move away from testosterone monitoring in favour of genetic testing, with the IOC stating the change is necessary to prioritise fairness and safety for biological women athletes. Here's how the IOC President Kirsty Coventry broke the news.
Today, we, the International Olympic Committee, have published a policy on the protection of the female category. The policy that we have announced is based on science, and it has been led by medical experts with the best interests of athletes at its heart. The scientific evidence is very clear. Male chromosomes give performance advantages in sports that rely on strength, power, or endurance. At the Olympic Games, even the smallest margins can be the difference between victory and defeat. So it's absolutely clear that it would not be fair for biological males to compete in the female category. In addition, in some sports, it would simply not be safe. Every athlete must be treated with dignity and respect, and athletes will only need to be screened once in their lifetime.
So that's the IOC President Kirsty Coventry there breaking that news. Join us now is top journalist Becky Thompson to give us her thoughts on this. Good morning, Becky.
Good morning, Becky.
Good morning. Hi.
Hi, good morning, Becky. Listen, we kind of had a feeling something like this was coming. Do you think this is the right move?
It's hard to say if it's right or wrong in terms of the ban on trans women, just because there's so much ambiguity when it comes to this topic and so many gray areas. I think that overall it's the wrong move because it sets a dangerous precedent when it comes to grassroots and recreational sport. But I do understand that there are complications and more fine margins when it comes to elite level sport as well.
Becky, it's been debated a lot on social media, this, and obviously you go back to the last Olympics where Iman Khalif, the boxer, there was a couple of boxers who had reportedly failed those sex tests, really brought everything to a head. Iman Khalif went on to win it, which if she was born a biological male would be unfair.
Yeah, it could potentially be unfair. However, both of those boxers have not actually been tested at the time that they competed in the Paris 2024 Olympics.
But it's reported they've failed sex tests at competitions before, right?
Yeah. Lin Yuting did take a sex test last week and it came back as false. So she completely born female, no testosterone genes, no DSD genes, nothing. So I think it's one of those cases where it's really interesting to see how people latch on to this as well and run with it, because it is a very polarizing topic. It's a very, I think, a fair topic to have a debate on as well, but people do run with it without knowing all the facts. So Lin Yuting did have a test last week, and Imani Khalif has also volunteered to take a test as well.
Wow. I mean, that would fill you with confidence that, you know, Iman Khalif is confident that she wants to go ahead and do this. I think it must be, if you've got any sympathy and empathy about you, it must be pretty hard to one day being woke up and being called a man by everybody who wants to call you a guy. Yeah, nobody's really heard that Lynn Newton took this test and that she's not a man. But as everyone was quick to jump on the fact and publicise that she was a man without knowing the facts.
Yeah, absolutely. I think this is part of the problem when it comes to this topic and to this story, that it is, because it is so polarizing, you do get a lot of people jumping on it, and with social media as well, people making their own opinions. And unfortunately, this predominantly affects women of color as well. You don't see white, blonde women being accused of being born male. You really only see this happening to Black women, Indian women, people of color. So I think this sets a really dangerous precedent, because in recreational sport now, despite the fact that the IOC has said that this is just for the Olympics, you will get people looking at athletes, young girls, and questioning people's gender when they don't have access to a sex test as well. So you will get, gender police questioning people, and this will predominantly affect young women of color as well.
Becky, what happens to the transgender athletes that want to compete now?
So the IOC have said that this will not affect recreational sport. Again, I do think it will. Most trans athletes are only competing in recreational sport. The numbers competing at elite levels is incredibly small. In the Paris 2024 Olympics, we didn't even have a transgender woman competing in the games. So this won't make a massive difference when it comes to trans women in the Olympics for 2028. It will affect DSD athletes, particularly for the 2028 Olympics. But I think this will have a massive knock-on effect to recreational and grassroots sport, and will make access to sport really hard for trans women.
Okay, Becky Thompson, thank you so much for your time this morning.
Becky.
Journalist Becky Thompson there. Thank you.
Thank you.
Do you know what, Gabs? It has to be fair. Sports has to be fair.
Yeah.
It has to be put in place that this is right. But there's probably something, and it's not a completely accurate number, but at the top level, something like 45 athletes in total have competed on the professional level, 45 trans athletes in the whole of the world. And there's a handful being at the Olympics, and it feels like the hate that they get is part of the issue here.
They shouldn't get any hate, not at all, but I do believe it's not safe in certain sports.
Yeah.
If you're born a man and you're competing against women, it's going to be dangerous, isn't it?
Yeah.
Certain sports in the Olympics.
And how will it affect grassroots as well?
Yeah.
Like boys play against the girls all the time at school. And,
100%.
my sister still says it was a big part of their development, playing against the boys.
My daughter playing against her older brother. Big part of her being so physical and strong at 15 is because she's been kicked galore all her life by her older brother.
Yeah, and I get it. I mean, in a boxing ring, one punch could kill you.
Yeah, it's not safe, is it?
And if it were to be a biological male and that, that powerful advantage, then it's not right. But also, I think if you get a bit of empathy about you could calm down with the transphobic hate that comes along with it. That's for sure.
I agree.
Interesting chat all the same. The phone lines are open. They've lit up on the subject of Ben White. Should he be booed tonight? Are you going to go to the game and boo one of your own players? If you're that person, get in touch. 03717 22 3344.
Think about it. The only person that's not going to lose anything out of this deal is Mo Salah. And when he signed a 2-year contract and got himself a new contract and got himself the highest paid and one of the highest paid players in the Premier League, it was because Liverpool managed to achieve, or probably on his behalf, a 2-year deal that they didn't particularly want. I think they wanted a 1-year deal. And when we heard Virgil van Dijk, the caller was talking about the commentary of Virgil van Dijk and Mo Salah, what we heard was a load of old rubbish from Virgil van Dijk and Mo Salah about how they'd heard nothing from the club, no one had spoken to them, no one had given them any indications, all that nonsense, because clearly agents would have been speaking to the club. What they hadn't heard at that time is, yes, you can have precisely what you want. That's what they hadn't heard at that particular time. So when we use that as part of the architecture of a conversation to justify people's behaviour...
No, I think you're right there. I don't think they did come out and say, I'm staying. They didn't. He's got it wrong. They actually did play the game.
Of course they did. So in this instance, when you look at Mo Salah has orchestrated a circumstance where he engineered a contract as a result of his previous worth, that Liverpool gave him enormous amounts of money. He hasn't turned up until his outburst. He then had an outburst that's orchestrated this outcome. And as a result of that outburst, if you follow the line dots and probably join them up, Liverpool are the ones that are going to lose out on a player that they've paid 400 grand a week for that has barely turned up this season, that has got a longer-term contract that was designed to protect their interests, which has done the polar opposite, and has got them out of a transfer fee. And the only person that will not be 1 single cent out of pocket in any shape or form, performance-wise or value-wise, is Mohamed Salah.
Fancied having a beer in the stands while watching your team at the Emirates, or at Anfield, or at Stamford Bridge? Well, this season you actually can. Drinking alcohol in the stands at Premier League games may still be illegal, but the Women's Super League is doing something different, and here's how we got there. Back in the 1980s, football had a serious image problem. The sport was plagued by violence, pitch invasions and beer-fuelled chaos. Then, in 1985, Margaret Thatcher's government stepped in. They introduced the Sporting Events Control of Alcohol Act, banning alcohol in view of the pitch across England and Wales. Since then, many fans and clubs have called for the law to be relaxed. But despite attempts to change things over the years, authorities just haven't been convinced fans can be trusted. But in January 2025, something did change. The Women's Championship, now called the WSL2, launched a trial allowing fans to drink in the stands. The reasoning? Well, fans at women's matches tend to behave differently. Less aggression, more family-friendly vibes. As a result, select WSL and WSL2 stadiums are now allowing fans to drink alcohol in view of the pitch. It's been a landmark move showing growing trust in fans and recognising that women's football is building its own culture. So could the men's game be the next to leave the 1980s behind? Well, maybe, if fans can prove they can handle a pint without pitching it at someone. Yeah, don't hold your breath. Until then, it's Bovril all around. Cheers to that.
Good morning, how you doing? You're listening to talkSPORT Breakfast with Arnold Clark. There's over 20,000 used cars online to choose from, so they'll have the car for you. My name's Shebahn Aherne Gabby Agbonlahor is here. You've been taken off the smaller show and put onto the bigger show.
I'm not getting involved. I don't call any shows.
Who's in your shoes then today? For the team?
I think Scott Minter. Love Scott.
Oh, to be fair, he is better.
Yeah, he is. He suits him.
Gabby Agbonlahor is here. Thomas Tuchel has urged England fans not to boo Ben White. But will his calls be answered? Quite often when somebody asks you not to do something, everyone does it anyway, just to annoy you. 03717 223344 is the number. Bob, the England flat fan, is with us now. Bob, are you going to the game today?
No, I'm not, Shebahn. No. Good morning, Shebahn. Good morning, Gabby. Just on the Ben White thing, I'm a bit disappointed that he's been called into the squad. I heard Gabby saying everybody should get a second chance, but let's just be fair about this. You represent your country. You represent those sacred lines in the shirt, and for somebody at any point to turn around and say,
Bob, you're at the wind up. This is not genuine, Bob.
Why?
Oh, Shebahn, we've talked about this before. This is absolutely genuine. Massive England fan. And you don't turn your back on your country. You don't turn your back on your shirt.
Well, you're the one with the Scottish accent.
No, I can't help that, Shebahn. I can't help that.
You've turned your back on Scotland, Bob.
Oh, 100%, yeah, absolutely.
Where do you live, Bob?
Tonight, I live in central Scotland.
And you're an England fan?
Yeah, Gabby, we've spoken before on the radio and talkSPORT. Yeah, massive England fan. I'm looking forward to tonight. I look forward to the passion. I think in Thomas we trust, and I think this is the platform. He's done absolutely outstandingly well so far, and I look forward to this.
If you was at the game, would you boo Ben White?
No, I wouldn't boo Ben White, but I would register. I'm registering my disappointment that Thomas has brought him back into the squad. You can't. The shirt is bigger than any person. You're representing your nation. Don't turn your back on that.
You know what? I do love the passion from Bob. Like, you're one of the most passionate English fans we've had on here.
Yeah.
Thank you, Gabby.
Anytime, mate.
By the way, Gabby, yesterday I thought Super Ali was a wee bit out of line when you were bringing up the fact that we could beat France in the semi-final. What Ali and the Scottish people fail to realise is England expect, and we expect to be there, and we expect to be in the final, and that's what drives us on. That's what makes us special.
Football's coming home, mate. It's coming home.
Absolutely, Gabby. This is your time. Our time has come.
Absolutely.
It feels like if I could picture you now, you would like be in a kilt, but like fully loving England.
What's wrong with that, Shebahn?
There's nothing wrong with it at all.
Not a chance. Not a chance.
Right. That's fascinating.
Absolutely.
What's
no
your first
way.
England memory, Bob?
My first England memory would be Terry Butcher, England, cut head, blood pouring out, the headband on. Captain Courageous, loved Terry Butcher, Ray Wilkins in the middle of the park. Brilliant.
Bob, listen, good luck tonight. I hope England win it for you, okay?
Bob.
Thank you very much.
Bob, before you go, mate, thank you for supporting a great country, and the World Cup is coming home, mate. We need more Scottish fans to join the English. Thank you, mate.
Thank you, Gabby. It's very much appreciated, and I'm not a Scottish fan.
He's not a Scottish fan, Gabs. Don't get it twisted, and don't be confused by it either, because that would make you.
Thank you, Bob.
Bob, all the best. See you. Time now to bring in our EFL guest of the week. All thanks to McDonald's.
EFLers on talkSPORT with McDonald's. Got big McDonald's hunger? Order delivery on the McDonald's app today. From 11 a.m, 18 plus. Fees apply to delivery orders. Subject to availability. Price may vary.
This week's EFL, I won't be feeling too bright this morning. That's not funny.
I love Bob. I want to go for a drink with Bob in central London, the capital of England.
I live in central Scotland and 2 fingers to Scotland. Okay. Cool. Gillingham striker and Euro 2016 semi-finalist with Wales, Sam Folks, is with us this morning. Good morning, Sam. I'm sorry you're not as cheerful as what you could have been.
Good morning, guys. I know, gutted this morning, not going to lie. It was a tough one to take last night.
Yeah, I mean, what did you think of the performance? Was it just not enough? The players too inexperienced? What happened?
I'll be honest, I was quite happy with the performance. Thought we played very well. I think it was... Look, we got ourselves ahead from a great strike from Dan James. And then we had chances in the game. We had a lot of big chances. Wilson hit the post. Dan James hit the crossbar. And then Edin Dzeko pops up in, the 86th minute from a set piece. So it'll be disappointing we conceded from a set piece there because look, you get to that stage of the game and you're already half planning your activities for Tuesday when we could potentially place Italy.
Sam, I know it's disappointing and, a final against Italy at home. You probably would have backed Wales to go through the atmosphere in the stadium. But maybe too soon. But how are the under-21s looking? What's the future of Wales looking like?
Yeah, look, I think I don't agree that it could have been too soon. I think this group under Craig Bellamy is ready. I think last night was just disappointing. I think the good thing with Craig Bellamy and the Welsh setup is we've always promoted from within with the under-21s. I think you've only got to look at players that started last night. You've got Dylan Lawler. He did very well. He's only 20 years old. Thought he dealt with Dzeko very well last night. And players like that are huge for Wales. I think what's happening at Cardiff at the minute under Barry Murphy's got a lot of Welsh players coming through as well and promoting in League One. So, yeah, I think the future's bright, but a massive disappointment that we won't be at the tournament in the summer.
Yeah, it's gotten. We heard from the boss, Craig Bellamy, after the game last night. He spoke about the pain of missing out this summer.
I hurt tonight, and I'm accepting to let that hurt now. It's sinking in now as I'm talking. It'd be a sleepless night. It'd be difficult to sleep off the back of this one, but it makes me even more determined. Tomorrow, the sun will rise, and I'm going to watch that sunrise tomorrow. And then straight away, how do I go again? How do I improve? How does the team improve? How do we get better? We got to find. Look, there will be a solution.
Deep stuff there from Craig Bellamy. Sam, do you think they can move on from this? There's no chance that Bellamy would be risking losing his job?
Yeah, of course we can move on from this. You see the disappointment in his voice, in his face there. But Wales have been through a lot of pain in the past. Trust me. It's been a roller coaster as a Wales player and fan over the years. I think the last few years we've qualified for tournaments, which has put that expectation on us now. But pre-2016, I think it was 54 years before we went to a tournament. So that expectation is on our shoulders now, and rightly so, because we do have the squad ready for it. But no, I don't expect him to lose his job or anything like that, because he has taken us to different places in the last few years that we could only have dreamt to. So I think losing players like Aaron Ramsey, Gareth Bale, he's been part of that transition, and he's brought the likes of Harry Wilson, Dan James to a level where we should have probably got to a final of a playoff last night.
I think that the heartache as well, isn't it, mate, is that if you won last night and then you beat Italy, you would have went into a favourable group with Group B with Qatar, Canada and Switzerland. And that's a group that you'd probably say, you know what, Wales would have had a chance to get out of.
Yeah, of course, Gabby. You know what it's like with these playoffs, and you see the draw for the World Cup beforehand. Yeah. I and every other Welsh fan out there was probably planning their trips for the summer and seeing what was going on, because you do dream of that. But look, we've got to lick our wounds tonight and go again, because this group is definitely capable of something special. It wasn't to be last night, unfortunately, with penalty heartbreak, and it's the hardest way to go out, isn't it? But yeah, I'm sure this group can go again and get to major tournaments in the future.
Well said, Sam. And can we touch on Gillingham as well, looking like you're going to be safe in League Two?
Yes, it will be. Bit disappointment recently with a few results, but we go to Crawley tomorrow. Hopefully pick up a result and get back to winning ways.
Good for you. You got a few more years in the tank?
Of course he has.
Of course he has, Gabby. You know how it is.
Easy.
Yes, I'm still going.
Let the younger players do all the work and feed you.
That's it. Hopefully get a few legs around me.
Yes. Good for you. Listen, Sam, thanks so much for your time this morning.
Thank you, Sam.
Hope things pick up from here, okay?
Thank you very much. See you guys.
Take care, Sam, folks there. Gillingham player, Gillingham striker. He's 36. How old did you play to?
I played till 38.
That's good, isn't it?
Yeah, no, I'm joking.
31. You're 38 now.
31. Chocolate calves, chocolate hamstrings.
Who was it? Somebody said about Gabs recently. I thought you were in your 50s. Someone said it in the office.
I know. That's a compliment. Shows I've got experience in life.
You'll take it.
Thank you.
Lovely stuff, Sam Vokes there. That was all thanks to McDonald's.
Yeah, fellas, on talkSPORT with McDonald's. Got big McDonald's hunger? Order delivery on the McDonald's app today. From 11 a.m, 18 plus, fees apply to delivery orders, subject to availability.
Shebahn, I've got one request. I didn't really finish my conversation with Bob. I want to ask him a few more questions.
Can we phone Bob back up, guys?
I want to speak to Bob. I want to get some important questions to him.
You know,
to see if he's winding us up or is it real.
You know, the Arsenal fans are now even prove to the West Ham side that they are Arsenal fans.
He's got to prove that, is he?
Bob needs to show us something on air.
Yeah. I've got a few questions that I can prove.
Don't get me wrong. I am the person who completely believes that you can support other countries if you're affiliated. But Bob's throwing me.
Why?
I'm thrown because he's more Scottish than me.
Is he?
He's so Scottish, it's crazy. And then
he just loves England, and it's a country that loves Shebahn.
And he lives in Central Scotland.
There's many people from countries that love our great country.
Absolutely, I'm not arguing that, and I'm not judging. But I don't know if he's being genuine. That's all. It's on my mind.
I'll try and get him some tickets for tonight.
You should do that. It'd be really, really kind. And let him stay at your house, maybe.
I'll get him a train. Get him to Wembley tonight.
Coming up for you next on talkSPORT Breakfast. Who's got thicker skin, me or Gabby? You'll find out next, and we'll get Bob back on. Don't worry about it.
Listen, it's hard to put this in order, so don't judge me on the order.
No, I don't want any order off you. I
so
just want your top 10.
Thierry Henry, Alan Shearer, Rooney, Salah, Gerrard, Patrick Vieira, Kevin De Bruyne, Aguero, Lampard, and one player to finish it off. Yes, didn't win anything at this club, but when he was at his best that season for Spurs, Gareth Bale. He was unbelievable.
Yeah. Right, now the
Go
obvious...
on, dig me out then. Go on.
Well, no, the obvious thing to do, two names that spring to mind, would hit you with them. But unlike most people, I'm going to commend you and say yes, with the vast, vast majority of them. I mean, it's impossible to put... Do you know something? What I would say to you is this. I don't think anybody would have any arguments probably with 7 of your 10.
Yeah.
You might have one or two that your own favourites, like you say, you enjoy watching, and they're special to you. Henry, Shearer, absolutely different level.
Yes.
Different level. Absolutely different level. And you've obviously, after that, you've got Rooney, Salah, Gerrard, for me as well, would come into the equation. Lampard's absolutely in the equation. The two, yes. The two that I would maybe look at and say consider themselves slightly unlucky, I don't see Harry Kane, I don't see Ryan Giggs.
Yep.
You've not got Roy Keane in it, have you?
talkSPORT breakfast at Shebahn Aherne Gabby Agbonlahor. About 20 minutes ago, we were joined by Bob, the England fan. And Bob is more Scottish than I sound. 03717 223344 is the number. Bob is back with us now. Bob, it's not that we don't trust you, it's just we don't quite believe if you're being genuine with the whole England support.
Oh, well, Shebahn, that's fine. You can believe what you want. I can only speak my mind. I can only tell you what my heart says.
Yeah.
And,
right, don't deny the heart.
Bob, can I ask you a couple of questions, Bob?
Lie detector. Go for it, Gabs.
The first one is, who scored the first goal in the 1966 World Cup final?
Oh, the first goal.
Aye.
Well, to be honest, I wouldn't know that, but what a day. What an absolute outstanding day. Jeff Hurst, what a finish.
It was, every Englishman knows this, it was Martin Peters.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. Yeah, it's before my time.
Can I ask you one more?
What a day.
One more for me, and then move on to Shebahn. Can you name our last 5 monarchs?
Our last 5 monarchs? Well, that would be Queen Elizabeth II, Queen Elizabeth I, George V.
Do we know
Queen
these
Victoria.
answers? Do you know these answers, Gabs? You do, yeah? Because I don't.
Queen Victoria, and I would probably struggle with the 5th, Gabby.
Henry VIII. You got 2 correct there.
Oh, no,
Not all of them
Bob.
right, mate.
Oh, the England are going to get rid of you. They don't want you as your fan anymore.
Listen, It doesn't bother me at all. It doesn't bother me in the slightest.
Right, go on
I
then.
know what
Sing
I
God
believe.
Save the King, and we'll decide if you're English.
God save our gracious King. Long live our noble King. God save our King. Send him victory.
Wow. Fair play to him.
Anna, stop paying his Wi-Fi. Bob, lovely. We'll grant you
Well, we
being an
believe him.
England fan today. Oh, you should get my wee ticket to Wembley
Okay,
tonight.
then.
If not, you can listen to England versus Uruguay live on talkSPORT.
Are you okay, Shebahn?
I'm fine.
You sure?
Why?
I don't know. This.
Bob sounds like one of my exes. Right. We had the legend that is Jimmy Carr here on talkSPORT Breakfast yesterday, and he spoke about his tour to Australia and his new TV show.
I'm watching it like live, go out there, and I'm watching my friends crumble, like dying inside, because
Brilliant.
their whole sense of worth is, can I make people laugh? And then other people are just stony faced. Like David Mitchell does a song and dance routine without giving too much away in the first episode. Does a song and dance routine. He puts his heart and soul into it, rehearses for weeks, and then nothing, nada. Just people looking at him like, well done. I mean, it's like must be the equivalent of someone like scoring an incredible goal and going in for the hug with his teammates. They go, well done, yeah, well done, nice.
It's such a good show. Jimmy Carr there speaking about the last one, laughing. Have you watched this?
No, I haven't, but I'm going to.
Have you seen it all on social media? At least tell me you've seen it on Instagram. So the aim of the game is that all of these comedians are there together. They'll have conversations, they'll have different discussions, but they're not allowed to laugh.
Yes.
They can't crack. That's exactly it.
I will struggle straight away.
I know, because
I'm laughing straight away.
Even now, I'm starting to smile, and we've not even done it yet.
I've been in meetings on the Martin O'Neill, and he's been going crazy, and I'm just have to hide and laugh. Like, I'm the worst.
But me and my sister in class always used to get in trouble for getting the giggles. And then when you start, you can't stop. And
He called us cowards, Martin O'Neill, after one game, and I just went, cowards, a lot of years, cowards, because we lost the game.
Shouldn't be a laughing matter, but it is. So in the most recent episode, if you've not seen it, don't worry, we won't give you too many spoilers, but Ramesh Ranganathan stands up and he gives all of the comedians bad things that have been said about him, and they have to read it to him and try not crack. So, Ed, hit the weird music, and Gabby and I have to read bad things that have been said about each other. So I've got bad things that have been said online about you, and we both can't crack. We'll take it one at a time. So
Okay.
Do you want to go about me first?
No, you go first.
Hold on, let me just get my last smile out.
Go on.
Right. You can't read or write. You have the IQ of a 5-year-old. I bet you can't even spell gnome. You go then. No, it's not funny.
Okay.
It's funny, yeah.
You have the laugh of a cartoon character. You really do look a bit like SpongeBob too. Well done, Shebahn.
Thank you. You're a clueless man. What did you earn? You are a clueless man. Oh, man.
Sometimes when I look at you sitting in that chair, I can see Alan Brazil. In fact, having you here is like ordering Laura Woods off a Wish. It's a shame you do the morning show. It's quite scary in the morning.
That was just hurtful.
Yeah, not nice.
Laura Woods off Wish.
I know, cheeky.
Gabby, you were born with 2 left feet. If you actually tried in your career, you might have actually made it. If only your right foot was as good as your big forehead. You do have a big head, to be fair.
Let me check my forehead.
Actually, that's a pure cranium.
Aye, it
Now
is
I'm
big.
looking at it.
Tell you what.
It's some monster.
It didn't used to be this big when I had hair. You belong back on Early Breakfast and Not Breakfast, the most overrated presenter we've ever had on the station. Well done, Shebahn. You took that well.
Gabby! We're rubbish, they were smiling though.
Go on, all right.
Remember you wrote your letter to the PGMOL last season?
Aye.
Firstly, it wasn't delivered because you spelled PGMOL wrong.
Damn. I didn't put a stamp on it either, Shebahn.
You could spell PGMOL wrong. Oh, that is brilliant. Right, still to come for you on TalkSport Breakfast.
Superstar Breakfast preview on TalkSport with Travis Perkins. Doing what matters for the trade. Find your local branch at travisperkins.co.uk.
Feels good to smile again. We have a whole host of brilliant guests coming up for you on the show this morning, including the voices behind this banger.
She's so lovely, she's so lovely, she's so lovely, she's so lovely.
That's right, hit band Scouting for Girls were joining us here in the studio at Gabby Agbonlahor's request, and a Bristol Bears wing who's in red hot form ahead of 3 big match bonanza Premiership rugby games this weekend. Will be on show. Lewis Reese Zammit is going to be here. That was our breakfast preview with Travis Perkins.
I don't know. Superstar Breakfast preview on TalkSport with Travis Perkins. Bricks on bricks on bricks. Over 40 million available to order with delivery to site. That's one less thing to worry about.
French club Lens have described PSG's request to postpone their top-of-the-table Ligue 1 clash as troubling because it would mean bowing, quotes, to the demands of the most powerful. The French FA have received another request from PSG to postpone their clash against Lens to help with more preparation for their Champions League quarter-final tie against Liverpool. We know that PSG successfully requested to have their game against Nantes before the Chelsea game postponed. So we know this happens, but Lens are saying not so fast. So the basic question here is, will the French bow to favouritism? Eric Bieldeman is top journalist with L'Equipe. Eric, bon après-midi, my friend. How are you? Where is this going? Are Lens going to get their way, or will PSG get their way?
Hi, good afternoon, my friends. I am afraid that I fear that Paris Saint-Germain will win the contest versus Lens because the French professional league is really very close to Nasser El Khelaifi, the chairman of Paris Saint-Germain, who is the chairman of French football, and also the chairman, I would even say, of European football through the European Club Association. So we have there a very strong power, and the meaning of French football is that European challenge, and to win an European trophy is more important than to respect the home league.
Would you give up the chance to play for your country to become a global star of your sport and earn big money doing it? Well, that's the choice facing rugby players right now because of the proposed new R360 League. Led by 2003 World Cup winner Mike Tindall, it's already being backed by major investors. Its goal? Turn rugby union into franchises, not clubs, add some serious cash and a bit of razzmatazz. Or in their words, make the game more watchable, accessible and entertaining, especially for younger audiences. But there's been a huge pushback, a massive no way from the current game. So what exactly is R360 and why is it controversial? Rugby union is facing challenges on a domestic level right now. There's huge financial instability across even top-tier clubs. The English game has seen leading clubs like Wasps, London Irish and Worcester go out of business in the top flight. The Welsh provincial game is in total disarray too. R360 says they would remove what are easily some clubs' biggest expenses, i.e. the big stars, and therefore make more of them profitable. So the plan is to inject a new lease of life into the sport. But how exactly? Top stars of the men and women's game playing for a franchise-based league with fixtures in cities like London, Miami, Tokyo and Lisbon. Each city would host a tournament featuring all the franchises during a short 3-month season. And though no players have officially confirmed, reports suggest around 200 have signed pre-contracts, some worth up to 750 grand. And if that's the pre-contract, you can imagine where the full wages will get to. Problem is, the rest of rugby says no. In fact, no way. The national unions from England, Scotland, Ireland, France, Italy, South Africa, New Zealand and Australia have declared any player joining R360 will be banned from test selection. World Rugby's also not approved the league. Many fear it echoes football's failed European Super League, a top-down, money-driven idea that could damage the sport's traditions. So is it dead already? Well, Rugby Union is at a crossroads. Some may be against it, but we know others are being swayed by the cash. So will everything work itself out? Or after the European Super League and Live Golf, have we got sport's next big scandal on our hands?
Good morning, you're listening to talkSPORT Breakfast with Arnold Clark. Browse the UK's best used car deals and score your dream car today. Check out the website for more details. My name's Shebahn Aherne and for Alan Brazil. Gabby Agbonlahor is here on the way for you this morning. Bristol Bears wing Lewis Rees-Zammit will be with us to reflect on his time in the US as well, and looking ahead to a huge weekend for the big match bonanza. Iconic British boxer Dillian White will be with us to look ahead to two men he's already faced, as Alan's favourite Moses Atoma takes on Moses. Oh, Moses takes on Jermaine Franklin in a blockbuster showdown in Manchester. And Wales, Republic of Ireland and Northern Ireland fans, the phone lines are open for you this morning. How are you feeling after those exits last night? No World Cup this summer. 03717223344. Thomas Tuchel, the England manager, is already making some bold calls ahead of tonight. He's left out the likes of Kane and Saka and Declan Rice to keep them fresh for the friendly later on the week against Japan. Ben White, meanwhile, has earned a recall, but Thomas Tuchel has pleaded with the Wembley faithful not to boo the Arsenal man.
I feel him very shy. I feel him very shy and sensitive, and who needs the trust and the confidence from his players around and from the staff, which we hope we can show him, and we hope he feels from us. I am not saying that he didn't feel that before. I can just say what I think now, and I don't know the reason and the reason behind what happened in Qatar. So we take it from there. It was top behavior, top performances until now. There's of course a chance that he plays for us tomorrow. Why not? Because we called him up. Hopefully, supporters give him a fair chance.
England boss Thomas Tuchel there. So Ben White back in the squad. He's almost said that people shouldn't boo him. He should be given the second chance. He's not put a foot wrong with him. And obviously we don't know what happened in Qatar 2022.
I think as well, Ben White, if he gets on in any of the 2 games, Shebahn, if he goes on a run and gets an assist or plays well, you know what fans are like. He'll soon be forgotten and everyone can move on.
And you wondered as well, as Thomas Tuchel's got to stop telling the England fans or calling out England fans for things like that. Are they entitled to have their opinion, or made it be clear through boos? I mean, I wouldn't do it. I think it's weird.
They are entitled, but it's a very odd behaviour. You know, these are 2 important games to see what players can do. If he's in the manager's plans, then why would you boo him?
Yeah.
You know, it's not going to help anyone, is it?
Joining us now to break it all down is a man who knows this dugout better than most. It's former England boss, it's Sam Allardyce. Good morning, Big Sam. How are you?
Good morning, Sam.
Shebahn Aherne Gabby, how are you?
You all right, mate?
Yeah, we're really good,
Good,
thanks.
thank you.
What do you think about the Ben White situation? I mean, if you were in Thomas Tuchel's position, would you have given him another opportunity?
Well, I think from Thomas Tuchel's point of view, which he doesn't mess about, does he? I think that he's short of a defender in his squad, and other defenders he probably wants to rest. I mean, at the end of the day, they're just 2 friendlies, aren't they? Like, I mean, they're important, but they're important for him to look at other players. And I think that in terms of the size of the squad, he'll probably play 2 different 11s by the looks of it. I don't know what Gabby thinks, but it's certainly by what it looks like. And I think that England, in terms of the friendlies, will just experiment. I think he'll just experiment on what he's got and who are the players he's going to pick. And then, obviously, he'll want to go out and try and win. But at the end of the day, like I said, they are friendlies. But friendlies, as an England manager, there is no such thing, really. So if they don't win, they'll get a lot of negativity. If they do win, that'll be fine. But to have a look at other players and give other players in England opportunity with the World Cup so close, then very, very good, I think. But as in terms of Ben White, deserves another chance, and hopefully he grabs it with both hands.
What do you think of the way the manager's done it, Sam, with the 2 squads and players that have played a lot of minutes this season, maybe being rested, and they're going to come into the squad after tonight's game? And also, how do you look at the strikers? I look at Solanke and Calvert-Lewin. It really is go time tonight, isn't it? Whoever gets minutes tonight, show the manager what you got.
It is, and I think it's very, very important if England want to do well in the World Cup that these lads are fit and ready to go and got the goal scoring boots on. Mm-hmm. I've always felt in the last few international tournaments that the goals side of it has always been a bit lacking for the England side. You know, we've all been relying on Harry too much, like you mean. So I think that these lads, and I'm very pleased to see Calvert-Lewin back in the squad, because I worked with him at Everton as a young lad, and he had a tough time at Everton with injuries and had a really good season at least. So I'm very interested to see how he goes on, and hopefully he gets the opportunity and can produce the goals that we know he can produce. And I think Solanke is the same. He's got goals in the Premier League, and hopefully it's not just us relying on Harry Kane too much, because it's going to be hot out there.
Yep.
And when it's that hot and that humid, I played, believe it or not, in America. Played for Tampa Bay Rowdies, and I tell you what, the humidity and the heat will drain every player. And I think that substitutions and the size of the squad and using the squad is going to be very important if England want to get any farther.
What's your thoughts on Trent's situation? Because the way I look at it, Sam, is, are we blessed enough at right back, especially Reece James being out injured, to not have a Real Madrid right back, 27 in his peak, who's won it all, and what he can offer going forward? Are we good enough as a country to not call up Trent?
Well, I mean, listen, this is a personal point of view. From my point of view, of course, I would have Trent and play Trent if that was the opportunity. But then again, depending on how many games he's played this year and so on and so forth, and what the situation is, I think he'll be very important for the World Cup. I don't think he'll not be there. But yes, I think that from a right back point of view, it's very, very important indeed. I mean, if we're going to win the World Cup, we're going to have the best defence. And even though people talk about sometimes the lack of defensive quality that Trent has, he defends less than most right backs because he causes so many problems going forward. And the quality of his passes and the quality of his delivery is something you just can't ignore. I think that, a very important player. And I think his experience at Real Madrid will make him even better. So I would look forward to him coming in, not in this squad, but certainly I would hope in the next one.
Yeah, you would hope so. Let's focus now on Mo Salah, shall we? He's leaving Liverpool at the end of the season.
Aye.
We saw you on Instagram saying you would have convinced him to join your prime Bolton side. He wouldn't have made the bench, would he, Sam?
I'd have loved to if I could have afforded him at that time. Mind you, we did play well in the end. So I would always look at players like that and built a Bolton team on a lot of those players, like with Yorkaeff and JJ Kocher and Yero and Campo, and even we got Nicholas Anelka in the end. So I think that for me would have been ideal. And of course, I think that now in today's market, it's nearly impossible for a club in the lower part of the Premier League perhaps to get a player like that, especially with Saudi knocking on the door.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I just think that Saudi's tax-free lump sums will entice any player to take the last year or two of their career in that particular part of the world. So it's big competition for a player that many Premier League clubs would love to have in their team next season. But I know he's had his difficulties this year, but what a career Mo Salah's had with Liverpool, been absolutely outstanding.
I want to move on to Newcastle. Poor performance, I thought, in the second leg against Barcelona, but no one can say Eddie Howe hasn't done a great job there. There's some pressure maybe with some of the fan base, but they'd have to be careful what they wish for at Newcastle, because I'm sure if Eddie Howe was to leave there, he wouldn't be short of offers, would he, Sam?
No, should have been the England manager for me. I think that Eddie has done it and served Newcastle exceptionally well. What we've got to face, Gabby, today, what managers have to face today is this ridiculous restriction on finance.
Yes.
This ridiculous... The Saudis have got the money that they could invest, but not allowed to invest because of the stupid financial fair play rules. It's an outrageous situation that a business and the owners of the business cannot invest their own money in their business, and everybody calls it a business today. So the restrictions on Eddie is that they can't buy the top players because of the restrictions they've got in the budget now. So that brings added pressure. This is Newcastle and Newcastle fans that will be brilliant and outstanding as they have been with the success that Eddie's given them at the moment. But if you slip from there, then, well, like every fan, you will start getting criticised, like you mean. Yes. So give him the bad season, get it over this year, try and invest in more new players for next season. And they want a mini more rebuild again to try and get where they've got. I mean, look what's happened to Liverpool when you try and do the rebuild. I mean, they won the league by only buying one player. I mean, that's a miracle, by the way. And now he's having a bad time with the new players that have come this year.
Yep.
But there is no time for managers today. I keep asking for time, but there is none in the end. And only the owners can be strong enough to give him the opportunity to turn next season around, and fully deserves to be the man in charge next season.
Do you feel the same way about the clubs with the managers at the bottom of the Premier League? I mean, Spurs still looking for a firefighter boss. Would that be you? Would you be willing to take a call there?
They haven't rang yet.
They haven't rang yet?
They haven't rang yet. So I think that Tottenham need to survive this year. But this is going to be 2 seasons on the trot. I mean, listen, it was all shadowed by the win in Europe last year. Yes. And that win, as in terms of a Tottenham performance, was probably one of the worst performances, because I was there live and watched them play a game that they rarely got over their own half. So, but when you win, you win. and that means that.
Sam, also West Ham. To think that maybe one of Spurs or West Ham will be playing Championship football next season, scary.
It is scary, but it happens, Gabby. You're never too big to go down.
Nope.
And I mean, as a youngster, when I was breaking through, which is a long time ago, by the way, we used to play against Tottenham at Bolton when I first got in the side. So, I played against Man United when they got relegated in that particular time. So, it's not against the rules that a team that struggles might get relegated. So they have to pull the socks up. Certainly Tottenham do. Particularly West Ham, I think it's going to go right to the wire.
Sam, thank you very much for your time this morning. We appreciate it.
Thank you, mate. You too,
all
pal.
the best to you, former England manager, iconic Premier League manager Sam Allardyce with us this morning. Republic of Ireland fans, we haven't forgotten about you, even though you're probably kind of wishing we didn't touch on what happened last night. We're going to speak to 1990 and 1994 World Cup striker Tony Cascarino very soon, and later on Emil Heskey joins us for more on who Harry Kane's current foil should be, as well as to reflect on the emotional week for Liverpool amid Mo Salah's imminent exit. Good morning, it's talkSPORT Breakfast.
Will that result have put a little bit of a seed of doubt in the Arsenal players in terms of the Championship run-in?
He said, will it give a bit of doubt for Arsenal now going into the league?
I don't think so. I actually think it could work in our favour, because you're seeing the amount of players that are being pulled out of their international teams. Sounds to me like Mikel's going, guys, I'm going to need you fit here. And if you're looking at the players that are not included, they're the players that are pretty much certified to play for their countries anyway. The likes of Gabriel, the likes of...
Are you okay with that, though? Players turning down their country?
Absolutely fine with it, mate. Right now, put it this way. If you do well for Arsenal, you're guaranteed to play for your nation anyway. So I think the only players that are not going to miss out on the opportunity are those that are on the fringes.
But as Savio Ancelotti and Gabriel's not turned up, do you not see that as turning you back on your country?
No, because the reality is he knows what's at stake over there. Ancelotti's a winner. We have to start winning. It's actually going to be good for the national team once Arsenal start winning.
Does that result, though, on Sunday put doubt in your mind to win the Champions League? Like big one-off games, and Arsenal haven't showed up?
No, I don't see why it should. I mean, if I'm honest with you, I'm not even going to the next round of Champions League games. I'm not going to the Sporting games.
Why?
Because we should be beating those teams. We've got it in the bag.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Just like that?
Just like that. And you know what? That loss is going to help us, because now the attitude is, look, we have no choice but to win. There's a higher expectation now. We can look at the situation with the goalkeeper, and I've had time to reflect, right? Yeah. I was really upset on Sunday, because you were messaging me, right? Really upset.
Yeah, sorry about that.
No, you're not sorry. But
on. It's TalkSPORT Breakfast. Shebahn Aherne and I Hate You So Much Right Now. Gabby Agbonlahor. Did you like that song?
Yes, bit of me. This is
terrific.
You never sang this to your partner?
No.
Oh.
Why would I?
Your partner annoys you, you put it on?
Yeah.
Sing it to him?
Why do you?
No, people have sang it to me though. I like
Treading a tightrope. You are. If you've just joined us this morning, good morning to you. You'll have missed an exchange between Gabby Agbonlahor and myself earlier on to celebrate the release of the show Last One Standing. It got awkward.
You belong back on early breakfast and not breakfast. The most overrated presenter we've ever had on the station. Well done, Shebahn. You took that well.
Gabby! We're rubbish. They were smiling though.
Go on, all right.
Remember you wrote your letter to the PGMOL last season?
Aye.
Firstly, it wasn't delivered because you spelled PGMOL wrong.
Damn. I didn't put a stamp on it either.
Only you could spell PGMOL wrong. Oh, that is brilliant. We were rubbish at that. We smiled the whole way through.
I don't know. It makes it impossible though.
We couldn't sit next to each other in class.
No
We'd
way.
be in too much trouble.
No way. I was the worst.
It's just that look, that first look.
Yeah.
I'm gone.
Hand over the mouth.
It's such a good show. You'll see it all over TikTok and Instagram, but it's good crack. Yes. Right, let's get the latest odds with Coral. We asked Simon Clare, but he wasn't available, so we had to order a replacement from Wish.
Oh.
The Coral Daily Download on TalkSport with Coral. We're here for the fans this season. 18 plus, gambleaware.org.
And that would be Dave Stevens arriving for you. Morning, Dave.
Good morning, Shebahn. Good morning, Gab. That's actually not far from the truth. I got a message from my colleague at 6 o'clock this morning saying, could I stand in for him? So I've got to say, it's been an absolutely surreal show. It started just after 7 when we found out Gab was a big fan of athletics, Shebahn. I didn't know that.
There you go. For what reason was it?
It's very interesting, that was, Gab.
Isn't it?
I love athletics. 800 metres, my favourite race.
Yeah, obviously.
But then... Both. I don't discriminate. Both.
But then Scottish Bob... tell me about Scottish Bob, the England fan. I cannot work that out.
We're trying to get him in the studio with Alan and Ali and Shebahn next week, if possible, Stephen.
I thought the question on the last 5 monarchs was a bit hard. I didn't know that.
Neither did I.
Gabs in Google.
In fairness to Bob, he could have said anything at that stage, couldn't he? Because I don't think anyone knew.
He knew the national anthem great, though, didn't he, Steve?
Yeah, he did.
Do you know what? He put his absolute heart and soul into that. Yeah.
God save our king.
I'm trust me, he's the only guy in Scotland singing it like that. He is, he really is. Dave, how are we looking? I mean, of course, the football tonight's the friendly England, Uruguay. How do we see this one going?
Yeah, hard night last night with Wales, Northern Ireland and Republic all losing. I don't know about these England friendlies. I think from a betting perspective, a lot of punters will wait, obviously, to see the starting 11. But England are odds on 1-2. That seems plenty short enough. I remember the schooling, really. Senegal gave England in a friendly.
Yes.
Not that I know our qualification was perfect, but that was a pretty straightforward group. Uruguay just a shade under 5-1. The draw just over 3-1. Gab, I mean, Uruguay under Bielsa, more than capable of getting a draw from this tonight at least, would you say?
100%. But the only reason I would back England in this one is because there's so much on the line for these players. You know, you look at the attacking players, Bowen, Calvert-Lewin, Solanke, Madueke. You want to go out there and show the manager why you should be on that plane.
Yeah, good point.
So that's why. That's the only reason I would back us to win both games, because there's a lot on them for players, Steve.
Yeah. I mean, look, you mentioned some of those strikers there. Calvert-Lewin 3-1 to open the scoring. Dominic Solanke 7-2. Cole Palmer, you think needs some game time 9-2. So
Rashford as well, Steve. Rashford's not been playing at all, really, for Barcelona. I've been watching him. He'll start. He probably needs a good 90 minutes himself.
5-1. And look, we've said it before. I mean, Thomas Tuchel does have an embarrassment of riches, isn't quite the right word, but so many attacking options. I suppose, it's a good point you make that there'll be some of these players hungry to make their point to the manager.
And racing, what have we got? Doncaster tomorrow?
Yeah, look, it's always an exciting time of year. It is the start of the turf flat season. Doncaster's Lincoln Handicap kicks that off. Great news, actually. The first turf race of the year is the Brocklesby for 2-year-olds, and it's named in honour of Bill Turner, who racing people will know was a West Country trainer, never had a huge amount of horses, but trained the winner of this race 6 times. And most famously, probably, someone bet him that he couldn't train a zebra. And he went and bought a zebra and trained a zebra to race, which is quite an extraordinary story in itself. One for another day. Yeah. The Coral Racing Club has got Phoenix of Dreams running at Newcastle tonight in the 5:30. He won there a couple of weeks ago. He's got a good chance, I think, of following up. But look, we have to mention Moses Itoma.
Oh, yeah.
Because Big Al.
Moses.
Alan loves
Come on, Moses.
Moses
Big Al.
is great. And Fabio. He's from Ipswich, you know.
Excites me.
Big Al has been all over Moses Itoma for many, many years.
Ooh.
We're not going to get rich backing him tomorrow night. He's 25-1 on to beat Jermaine Franklin Jr. He's 2-7 to win by a knockout. But bigger things ahead for Moses, which will please Al. But Gab, obviously yesterday, he had Nathan Heaney on.
Yes. Top guy.
Wasn't he great?
Yes.
Now, his fight is much, much closer. He faces Jerome Warburton, 4-5 Heaney, 11-10 Warburton. So that looks a lot tighter. But in honour of Big Al, Moses. Al knows.
He's great. He's better than Ali. He's great. Steve-O, can I ask you, I don't mean to put you on the spot. You know I never like to do this, mate. But I know you're so prepared.
Like you do.
More than Simon Clare and Mr. Hill. The Japanese Grand Prix, any odds for us, Steve-O?
There aren't odds, only because practice is taking place at the moment, Gab.
Too early.
Things would change.
Sorry,
yes,
man.
you see.
Have
But
some of that.
If you tune in tomorrow when I'm speaking to Shebahn and Cass, I will give you the update, Gab.
Okay.
Dave.
Extra shift, Steve-O? You on again?
Always.
Overtime. Look at that tan as well, Steve-O. You've been away with.
That's a married tan, that is.
That's a good tan.
Yeah, when you get married,
It
you get
really
a tan.
is.
Yeah.
And the green really brings it out as well, Dave. Keep going.
It doesn't just happen, Shebahn.
You're working on that. Dave Stevens, thank you. Have a good
Top
weekend.
man, Steve-O.
Cheers, guys.
Take care. That was a look at the latest odds with Coral 18+. Be gambleaware.org.
The Coral Daily Download on talkSPORT with Coral. We're here for the fans this season. 18+, gambleaware.org.
Right, the best pundit from talkSPORT coming up next.
Tell me, Dave, you must be impressed with this young kid, Moses. Every time I see him, I'm like, whoa, who is this kid? Adam, just a quick one on the young boy Moses.
This season, the recruitment's not worked. They tried to replace Isak with 2 strikers, Visser and Voltamada, who've both struggled. I actually think Visser is better than people give him credit for. He just needs a good run. Ilanga doesn't play well often enough, flat to deceive. So who was in charge of recruitment? Who did that? There's a question. The other big problem they've got, and where Eddie's problem, I like Eddie a lot, me watching Newcastle as long as they have this season, and they're a great watch generally because they go after teams, play high energy. But their second half performances and results in a league table, they'd be 16th. And that's because they're not adaptable. They're trying to mix a European campaign and a Premier League campaign.
Yeah.
Playing this 100 miles an hour. Now, you need a supreme squad of athletes to play that way. I don't see often enough Newcastle go, today we're going to go, let's be a bit more pragmatic. And it's great at home. It works sometimes.
Isn't it a constant trend for Newcastle? Every time they qualify for a Champions League season,
to struggle a bit.
They struggle in the rest of the season. Yeah. I think the first season when they qualified for the Champions League,
That's my point, because of the style.
So it is a Champions League situation. It's a squad situation.
Amount of games, yeah.
And also, at the beginning of the season, Newcastle were very poor away from home. Yeah. They weren't able to get any points in the first sort of 5, 6, 7, 8 games in terms of or score any goals. And that may play into some of it.
And of course, it might get worse before it gets better, because if there's no European football for Newcastle United, it might be goodbye to some of the big names. Bruno Guimaraes, Sandro Tonali, to name but two.
It's not often you associate fan power with Chelsea Football Club, but one of the shining examples of it lies with a group called the Chelsea Pitch Owners. And they've proved to be the thorn in the side of owners past and present who've been dead set on moving stadiums to a larger, more lucrative piece of land. Essentially, the supporters group holds the freehold to the land on which Stamford Bridge sits. Former owner Ken Bates set it up at a time where some unruly property developers tried to evict the club from their ground. In order to prevent this, he established the CPO as a company that owned the pitch and offered the fans the chance to buy a share for £100. As well as that, they also own the rights to the name Chelsea Football Club, so if any owner wants to take them elsewhere, they can't be called Chelsea without the approval from the CPO. Now, in 2011, Roman Abramovich tried and failed to move them away from Stamford Bridge, and this has set a precedent for Todd Bowley and the current power brokers at Chelsea. They know any plan which involves moving from Stamford Bridge will require CPO approval from the now 13,000 fans who own it. There are fans who are concerned that if they stay at the bridge, they'll be left behind their domestic and European rivals who are moving to more commercially successful stadiums. But for the heritage and history lovers, Stamford Bridge is one of the iconic English stadiums, and to move away would be a grave mistake. It might not be as flashy as others, but stadiums like it have something about them that cannot be replaced. One thing's for sure, if Bowley wants to take Chelsea away from their home, he'll have to go through the CPO first.
I like it.
Good morning, you listen to talkSPORT Breakfast with Arnold Clark. There's over 20,000 used cars online to choose from, so they'll have the car for you. Shebahn Aherne and Gabby Agbonlahor and the Welsh, if you're still with us this morning. Thank you for sticking by us. Gabby Agbonlahor wasn't too pleasant to you this morning. Early doors, Ireland, Republic of Ireland, knocked out by Czechia on penalties last night. Italy beat Northern Ireland at 2-0. And Wales were beaten by Bosnia and Herzegovina 4-2 on penalties. That's called We're Still Here, that hymn.
Oh, okay. It's not relevant, is it, at the moment?
Imagine singing that in chapel. Like, come on. We're Still Here is the English translation of the hymn you just heard, but Wales, sadly, are not going to be at the World Cup. Guys, stop being so mean. Just because you're all sitting through there all English, wrapped up in your England tops, and you're laughing at people who never got to the next round.
It's just facts, isn't it? But
nasty.
Like I said earlier, this was one of the easiest World Cups to get to because there's 48 teams now in the World Cup. Previous World Cups, like the last one, was 32 teams, an extra 16 teams, Shebahn. And I feel that Wales probably weren't ready for a World Cup. I look at their performance in the 2022 World Cup. Drew 1-1 with the USA, lost to Iran 2-0, 21 shots Iran had against them. Then they got thumped, absolutely thumped, 3-0 by England.
Yeah.
So for me, I don't think that squad of players was probably ready for a World Cup. I know it's disappointing for them, but they literally didn't perform in the last one.
I think you're being shady, all because of this guy.
Who?
Agbonlahor, what a clueless man. What did he, earn and what did he win with England? Oh, did he even make the squad? I don't mean he did. Absolute awful bloke. Footballer as well. Terrible. Absolutely terrible footballer. Absolutely terrible. But we're going to smash him, like I said, 3-0 today. No problem.
That didn't happen either, did it?
It was 3-0 though, wasn't it, the game?
It's England.
Oh, okay. All the way around.
Backfired.
Yeah, not great. But no, I think Wales will be disappointed. Of course they will. Home game against Bosnia to get into the final to play Italy. And, they played well in the game, Shebahn, but very open. I know he wanted to go for it, Craig Bellamy, but when you go 1-0 up, could he have changed it a little bit more and maybe a bit more defensive, like Republic of Ireland?
Yeah.
Could they have maybe changed it? But disappointing for the home nations, Republic of Ireland.
What's funny is when you watch back that clip of the young guy slating, or Gabby, the Welsh guy, it's like a talkSPORT mic and all the talkSPORT staff cracking up.
I know, yeah.
Like, no, don't try and defend one of your own troops. Absolutely mugged right off.
They're probably agreeing with him.
You've got thick skin, Gabs.
Yeah, but you know me, Shebahn.
Awful bloke.
That's not the first time I've heard that.
Oh, no.
Awful bloke.
I know.
I'll take it.
I would have said it earlier on as well. So Ireland are out because of the penalty shootout against Czechia. After the game, Ireland manager Heimir Hallgrimsson spoke of his disappointment and the manner of his side's exit.
We only feel pain, of course. Yeah, when you go this far, obviously it's up to luck and up to a flip of a coin. I don't know how to say that in English, but just pain that we feel, obviously, being that close.
Yeah, absolutely gutting, as it will be for our next guest from the Weekend Sports Breakfast, the best pundit at talkSPORT, former Republic of Ireland striker Tony Cascarino is with us. Morning, Cass. How you doing?
Hi, Shebahn. Gabby, you've been called clueless and a coward, I've heard, in the same morning.
Yeah, listen, I've got no problem with that, Cass. I'll get called that every day when I get home, so I'm used to it.
We all get it. Don't worry about that.
We got thick skin, mate.
Yeah,
we all need it. But yeah, very disappointing, Shebahn. It was there. I mean, 2-0. I mean, we got a soft penalty given to us. And there was a bit of a moment when I felt straight after that penalty, I felt, you know what, the referee's going to give penalties easy tonight because our one was soft and their one was more likely a penalty, but a 2-0 and comfortable. And I've got to be honest, against a really bang average Czechia team, thought they were really poor. Denmark will beat them. They'll beat them. They really will. And there were so many good things in the game, especially first half, where the way we started, we took the game to them, got our noses in front. We just lost. We didn't manage the game particularly well. That was the big, when it got to half time and then into the second half, I just felt that they were gradually going to grind us down, which they did.
I was devastated, Cass, because 2002, the last World Cup for Republic of Ireland, the fan base that they've got across the world. Imagine all the Irish going to America, all the Irish that live in America, Cass. And also would have been probably a favourable group as well for Republic of Ireland if they could have got into the World Cup. Mexico, South Africa and South Korea would have been their group.
Yeah, Gab, it's still really raw what happened last night. And I tried to not get too ahead of ourselves because I got a message during the game, like about 5 minutes to go. A guy from mine had said, Tony, he messaged me, are you available Monday? I might need you urgently to come out here. And a minute later, and I've just messaged back and said, well, let's see how we go first. About 5 minutes to go. And within a minute, they'd scored. And this was like, really? Look, and when you lose to penalty shootouts as well, Gab,
yes,
it's painful because you just feel a golden opportunity has got by. And you're right about the support. I was lucky to be part of Italia 90, and I go back to the Euro 88 and also 94 with an incredible support from Ireland, amazing atmosphere and very fond memories. And this Ireland team nearly, and I'm trying to take a positive and going forward because what we did against Portugal and Hungary in our performance last night is that is way better than we were 6 months ago, without a shadow of a doubt.
And does that come down to Halmir Hallgrimsson? I mean, he's just signed a new contract, but is he the guy to take Ireland forward?
Well, Shebahn, we had Richard Dunnan last week, and he said he'd spoken privately to Helgrimsson that, you know, we need to win more duels and battles, and we clearly have in them 3 games. And I do think Gabby's made a really valid point. It's far easier now to qualify than it was years gone by. We've gone 6 World Cups without qualifying now. Yeah. You know, and that's just, it doesn't sit well for Irish football that our team can't seemingly get to the finals with 48 teams. So it was a really tough one. And there were so many good things last night as well.
Yep.
I just, you know, it was just a painful night because of the way we went out. Look, one thing, I checked all the numbers on sort of Northern Ireland going to Italy and Wales playing Bosnia, and us likewise. And all them teams we've lost to committed more fouls than us. And I don't know if we're streetwise. I still think that's the next learning step for Republic of Ireland, where Wales against, obviously, Bosnia, they conceded more fouls. Bosnia, you know, they committed, more fouls than Wales. And likewise, Italy did it to Northern Ireland. And we just seem to they seem to do it with us losing our momentum during the game. Because as it got onto the second half and late in, I just felt it was inevitable that it was going to go to penalties.
Cass, there's been some great players, hasn't there, in Ireland's history. Like my era, I look at Robbie Keane. You know, you've got lots of Roy Keane, Damien Duff. What a player he was. Are they missing someone like that at the moment? A real superstar player.
We don't. We have a number of Championship players playing for us, Gab. And when I first got in the squad, it was littered with Manchester United, Liverpool, Arsenal, Chelsea, obviously with Andy Towns and myself, and Noel Quinn, Man City, and others. So we had a really high level of player that were playing the top flight of football, not only in this country but in other countries as well. So we had that, and we haven't got that now.
Oh, no.
But with everything within that, we still have a side, I feel, what I've witnessed at the end of this tournament to try and qualify. We're very, very close now to having a decent side. Hopefully, in the next 3 or 4 years, we can produce 1 or 2 Irish players to come through and give us a little bit of stardust, because we certainly missed that, Gab.
Yeah, and we're gutted they're not going to be there at the World Cup, Cass. You're going to be back tomorrow on Weekend Breakfast. We'll see you then.
Yeah, no controversial, Shebahn, about, reading messages about what they've said about me or you. I'll leave that on your side.
I'm Laura Woods from Timu. That is
everyone gets
that's
it.
Savage, man. I love it though. Cass, thank you. See you tomorrow.
Good luck. See you, Gab. See you tomorrow, Shebahn.
03717223344 is the number to have your say in the show this morning. The Welsh are coming in for Gabby today. Don't really blame you. Good morning, Jamie. The Welshman. Jamie, what do you want to say to Gabby?
Good morning, Jamie.
Morning, Shebahn. I won't say good morning to you, Gabby. I might say morning. I won't call it a good morning for you, my friend.
Fair.
Look, I'm not going to come on you and start shouting and bawling, and because it's great radio and it's rage bait, and that's exactly what you're looking for. What I will say to you is there are plenty of Welsh supporters like myself who live in England, who live in Scotland, who live in different parts of the UK or whatever else. My son is English, my wife is English, my daughter is English. I will support, or I would have supported, England during the World Cup, cheering on with my family when they go to the World Cup in the summer. And it's people like you. You've got to think, right? Forget about your allegiances now with football. Mm-hmm. You're on a national platform where you are broadcasting to the nation as a whole, and you're taking the mick out of one of the nations.
The mick?
We bit of fun, Jamie.
What did I say to take the mick?
Don't bite, Jamie. You've bitten his hand off now.
But what did I say to take the mick?
Well, what have you said about Northern Ireland, Republic of Ireland? What you haven't, have you? You've
were they in the last World Cup?
Sorry?
Were they in the last World Cup?
Well, look, we were in a World Cup. We didn't do particularly well.
That's all I stated.
But you seem to have a bit of a short memory, because I think England haven't had the best of times at World Cups, have they?
I don't know, okay.
If we roll the years back, more recently. But if you roll the years back, Gabby, you've been embarrassed a few times, haven't you? Let's not talk about Iceland. All right, we won't talk about Iceland. But you've got to think, you were broadcasting to a nation of people.
Yeah.
I support England when they go to the World Cup, and plenty of other Welsh fans.
You said you might be. So are you? Aren't you not?
Well, to be fair, yes, of course.
So
I
are you
will,
supporting
because my
England then? Yeah.
Well, I will. Well, support's a strong word.
Yeah.
I will cheer them on with my son.
I appreciate that, mate.
Jamie,
my daughter.
are you around for
But you
drinks
know-
later? You sound like good crack.
Sorry?
You around for drinks later?
What, with Gabby or you? I've got to take you for a drink, Shebahn, no problem. But I'm sorry, Gabby's not invited.
I just stated facts, mate. I wasn't saying anything bad. I just said at the World Cup in 2022,
Wee
I was
bit of
there.
fun, Jamie.
I went to games. Wasn't good enough. You played Iran and you lost 2-0, and they had 21 shots. That's not good enough. That's all.
How did South Africa go? Oh, that was a tough one, wasn't it? Oh.
Right, kids.
Anyway.
Jamie, thank you so much for the call this morning.
You have a great morning. Good morning to you too.
We're going to speak on to another Welshman for Top Bristol Bears and Wales wing. Lewis Rees-Zammit will be with us next. Jamie.
Has anyone seen North London? Can you hear me, Spurs? You must have Emil Heskey, ticking. Can you? Oh my God, what's going on? Oh my God! Can you hear me, ticking? You'll make the one hell of a beating. Can you hear me encouraging signs? Signs. Can you hear me signs? You'll make the one hell of a beating. Beaver Tamperary. 3-point lane. I do you a favour. The Sainsbury's Stadium. The big cockerel. Can you hear me, cockerel? You'll make the one hell of a beating to Darius Bambo. Help me out. Spurs. You'll make the one hell of a beating. Has anyone seen the Gunners? Mike Keown. Can you hear me, Keown? You're going to win a hell of a beating, Kemper. Matt Lucas MP. Eagle for the forever. Gunnosaurus. Kemper. Arteta's light bulb. Can you hear me, light bulb? You're going to win a hell of a beating with the dog. What's up to him? He's alive. Can you hear me, Arsenal? You're going to win it.
You are useless. Honestly, you're a...
We are a serious sports radio station.
I asked him to name me what I said that was like wrong. All I named was facts. In World Cup 2022, Wales didn't perform. That's all.
Just got to remember, this is serious stuff.
Yeah, let's be serious.
No room for banter.
You're on a national platform, Mr. Gabriel.
I'm going to do my English accent for authority. Good morning. Good morning, Britain. This is talkSPORT.
I'll do my Bob.
Yeah, you do your Bob. Hello!
You're on a national platform, you know that. What are you doing? Stop doing that.
Didn't know Bob had moved to somewhere else. It's talkSPORT Breakfast to Shebahn Aherne and Rage Baiter Gabby Agbonlahor with you this morning. It's an international break in football, but it's a big weekend in the Gallagher Prem Rugby. It's the big match bonanza. Say bonanza in a Scottish accent.
Bonanza.
Love that. 3 matches taking place at Villa Park. Gabby, you'll be there. Principality Stadium and Tottenham Stadium. talkSPORT 2 is the place to listen to commentary of all 3 of the games. Let's bring in a man that's playing in the Bristol Bears versus the Harlequins game at the Principality. It's the superstar of Welsh rugby, Lewis Rees-Zammit. Good morning, how are you?
Good morning, Lewis.
Morning, how is everyone?
Yeah, we're great, thanks. Mate. How are you? How's things settling back in? You had the move, obviously, to America. How's it all been for you?
Yeah, it's been good. It's been good. Feeling more comfortable by the day and, just excited to get back into rugby, back into the swing of things and get up to speed with everything.
I want to ask you about your goals in the game now, because obviously in the NFL, it's winning the Super Bowl. That's the ultimate goal. What about you now, mate? What's your goals in rugby?
Obviously, in terms of trophies, I haven't actually kind of won a lot. I've won a Six Nations, but a big thing is this year is trying to win the Premiership.
Yeah.
And we've obviously got a big World Cup out in Australia next year. So, within the next 2 years, I think those are the goals that are in mind.
Can rugby learn from American sports in any way?
For sure. Obviously, like commercially, it's absolutely massive. A lot of money gets pumped into American football, which is obviously quite difficult with rugby. But in terms of kind of growing the game, I think, these weekends like this weekend coming up is absolutely huge for the sport. Playing in big stadiums, more eyes on the game, and hopefully play some exciting rugby.
In terms of being at the Bristol Bears, how's that all going for you? How are you feeling ahead of the game against Harlequins?
Yeah, really excited. We've had a great training week, and all the boys are so excited to get out to the Principality now. We had the reverse fixture at Twickenham and kind of had 60, 70,000 people there, and all the boys are so excited. The atmosphere was amazing. So, really looking forward to it. Back home in Wales as well, which is pretty special for me. Able to play at the Principality again. So, really excited.
How do you feel your form is at the moment? Because you've got 6 tries in 8 games. Do you feel that you're at your best at the moment?
I'm getting there. Obviously, being out of rugby for 2 years is pretty difficult to just come flying straight back in. But, the more games I'm playing, the more comfortable I'm feeling. So, I'm ready to rip into the second half of the year and hopefully I can score a lot more tries.
Yeah, I mean, fair play to you, Lewis, because the switch that you made to go and take on NFL, I hate for this to sound patronising at all, but you're obviously incredibly talented and you've obviously got that belief in yourself that you can really achieve this.
Yeah, I always wanted to do it, and I think it would have been a massive regret if I never ended up doing it. So, I was glad I did it at an age that I could always come back to rugby. So, it was a great experience. Met some amazing people. Learned a lot about kind of myself and kind of everything within that. But I have no regrets. I really had a good time over there. But I'm glad I'm back in rugby.
Talking about Wales now, how far away do you think they are from competing at the top again in rugby?
I thought you were going to say in football then.
You will get there.
Yeah, I mean, we had some real good performances in the Six Nations. I thought, the first 2 games really weren't up to our standards, and we really let a few people down, fans, family, etc. But I thought the last 3 games we put on some real good performances. Although we didn't win the Scotland and Ireland game, I thought the way we played, the way we defended was excellent. And then that kind of led nicely into that Italy game in the final week, and we ended up getting the win. So, we're on the right path.
Yeah.
We got a big summer coming up. We got the huge 3 tests, Fiji, Argentina, South Africa. So it's going to be a good test, but I think we're on the right path.
Can we ask you just while we've got you as well, Lewis? Bit cheeky question, but this Rugby Union League, the breakaway league, is there temptation there?
Well, I mean, that's not for a few years. So, I mean, I know I got to do kind of between now and the World Cup to put real good performances on, and I'm obviously with Bristol, really enjoying it. So yeah, that's not really something that's kind of in my mind.
Not in your mind. Well, lovely. Thank you so much for your time this morning, Lewis.
Yes,
we appreciate you coming on, and good luck against the Quins tomorrow. We appreciate your time.
Thank you very much, guys.
All the best, Lewis Rees-Zammit there. The most pristine rugby. It looks like a waxwork, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So,
lovely guy.
Yeah, I see.
Lovely guy.
Very, very nice.
So respectful he was towards Welsh rugby.
Yeah, he was. What's wrong with you?
What?
That's not genuine.
It was genuine. We was very respectful. Well done, Shebahn.
This is a very serious sport and radio station. Welsh star boy Lewis Rees-Zammit with us this morning. Don't forget, all of the Bonanza action is live for you on talkSPORT 2 tomorrow from the Gallagher Prem. Right, still to come for you on talkSPORT Breakfast.
Superstar Breakfast preview on talkSPORT with Benchmarks Kitchens and Joinery. Get trade prices on kitchens to suit all styles and budgets at Benchmarks.
And I'm a little bit lost without you, and I'm a bloody big mess inside, and I'm a little bit lost without you. This ain't a love song, this is a vibe.
Ooh, yeah. Friday morning, the weekend starts now. Scouting for Girls are going to be live in the studio.
Pardon?
Scouting for Girls.
Oh, sorry.
Did I say girls wrong?
No, just scouting for girls.
You get cancelled if you named a band that now. We'll talk to the boys about that, and we'll be joined by a couple more stars, including British heavyweight boxer Dillian White and former England striker Emil Heskey. That was our breakfast preview with Travis Perkins. Good morning.
Coming back to life, and I'm a little bit lost without you.
Superstar Breakfast preview on talkSPORT with Travis Perkins. With 250 hire branches nationwide, it's easy to hire at Travis Perkins.
It's understood that Chelsea do not plan to review Rosenior's performance formally before the summer of 2027. They have no intention of making a change at the end of the season. Chelsea view this summer as being critical in terms of recruitment. The club's desperate to improve the mental resilience of the squad and provide Rosenior with a better balance of options. Chelsea will look to sign at least one new central defender, and they want to sign a midfielder, or add a midfielder and a forward as well. We know all that, Danny, but we also know a run of one win in the last 6 Premier League games. Many Chelsea fans are far from happy about the way things are going. So, Simon, Danny, I mean, no Champions League, no problem for Liam Rosenior, it seems. Should we believe it?
No, I struggle to believe that wholeheartedly. I think no Champions League for Chelsea would be a failure for them, especially if there's 5 places. And I think that the fans will become very disgruntled if that's the case. I do feel like whoever was in there, whoever was put in there would face similar problems. If you look at what we've talked about many times, the squad being so young.
Football fans all have stadiums we love, but do any of us have a pitch that we love? It might sound like an odd question, but pitches can be different sizes with big consequences. Why is that? And what are the actual rules? Back when association football started, pitches could be up to 100 metres wide and 200 metres long. That's longer than Ellen Road, not the pitch, the stadium. Anyway, UEFA wanted a standard across Europe for international matches, which became 105 metres long and 68 metres wide. But some clubs have been rebels, not intentionally, but because of the stadiums. Take Highbury, for example. It was 5 metres shorter and a metre narrower, meaning away sides had a challenge to adjust. White Hart Lane was exactly the same. And actually, when Spurs temporarily moved to Wembley, they asked the FA to shorten the pitch. The FA, very offended by the sacrilegious suggestion, said no, which in fairness could have actually benefited Tottenham, because when they moved into their shiny new stadium, the pitch was exactly the same size as Wembley's. Today, Forest pitch at the City Ground is a big one. It's 2 metres wider than any other pitch in the Premier League. But the smallest of all, Craven Cottage, just 100 metres long and 65 wide. No excuse for not tracking your man. There are a couple of crazy outliers in Europe too. At Napoli's home ground, the Stadio Diego Armando Maradona, the pitch is a whopping 110 metres long. At least they don't play on a slope like Newcastle do. There's a 2-metre incline on the pitch at St James's Park. And don't get me started on the old pitch at Yeovil too. It used to be a slant of 2 metres corner to corner and across the halfway line. So UEFA have their standards. So do the FA, but they do give pitches in England some wiggle room. Pitches can be anywhere between 90 and 120 metres long and between 45 and 90 metres wide. I mean, the rules state you can't have a square pitch, but in theory you could have one that's 91 metres long and 90 wide. Imagine rocking up to play a Sunday League game and the pitch is basically a square. So there are rules and regulations on sizes, with a UEFA standard that roughly everyone follows. But as we all know, size doesn't matter, does it?
Good morning, you're listening to talkSPORT Breakfast with Arnold Clark. Browse the UK's best used car deals and score your dream car today. Check out their website for more details. It's Laura Woods from Timu and the thickest guy in football, Gabby Agbonlahor, with you this Friday morning. What true, still lots to come this morning. Between now and 10 o'clock, the band behind the hit song She's So Lovely, Scouting for Girls, will join us right here in the studio. And ahead of a big night of boxing this Saturday, we'll be speaking to someone who's had run-ins with Bose Moses Atoma and Jermaine Franklin to find out whose his money is on this weekend. It should be good. All of that and a lot more to come. Now though, how do England solve their over-reliance on Harry Kane?
Another away swinger from Declan Rice. More curve on that, and he's headed in off the inside of the post. Harry Kane attacking it.
I'm not sure what happens if Harry Kane gets injured. I need a plan B.
And then Ollie Watkins from 7 yards out misses a golden chance to score for Aston Villa.
I think sometimes as a manager you just have to take a player out the fire. And players lose form, lose confidence, lose belief.
All in for Solanke. He has scuffed it in.
No false nines. I think we should have a little look at Tony. I also think Welbeck should have a look in.
He's Cavalier and he'll score.
He brings something different to the squad, I think. He deserves it because, like I said, he's been scoring goals.
So much attacking talent come from other areas. He's probably thinking, Kane's going to play. Got players there, Rashford can do that central role if we ask him to do it.
Yep, the question again comes up, who will be Harry Kane's number 2? That's very much so up in the air at the moment, isn't it?
I think it's a tough one, isn't it? Ollie Watkins hasn't been the Ollie Watkins of previous years. He got left out this squad, and then Austin Watkins play some poor games this season, but he was fantastic against West Ham, got his goal, and it was the old Watkins that we've seen. So I'm sure he's still in with a shout. And maybe the manager knows what he can do. Now he wants to see what Solanke and Calvert-Lewin can do.
Yeah.
And that's what I want to see. Whoever plays tonight, whatever minutes they get, they have to be at it.
I want to see Danny Welbeck in there. I know we've discussed it before, but looking at the top scorers in the Premier League, he's got 12 goals this season. He's doing his job. He travels well. He's experienced.
The most
he's
as an
professional.
English striker, isn't he? So.
Yeah. Well, maybe you wonder if that will change in the future if he keeps.
Maybe if he keeps scoring now at the end of the season. 8 Premier League games left. Maybe he could be with a chance.
Let's bring in a man now who went to 2 World Cups with England, spent a lot of his career battling the likes of Alan Shearer, Wayne Rooney and Michael Owen. A very good morning to Emil Heskey. Good morning, Emil. Thanks for coming on.
Good morning.
Good morning, Shebahn. Good morning, Gabriel. How are you?
I'm very well, Emil. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you.
Gabriel, I just know you've got stories.
No.
I know, Emil, you've got stories.
No. You signed something you can't say anything.
You signed the NDA, didn't you, Emil?
Yeah, NDA's out there.
Emil, before we come on to like strikers and squads and tonight's game, I want to ask you about the topic that everyone seems to discuss about this World Cup: the humidity, the heat. You played in Korea and Japan, didn't you? World Cup in 2002. Did you find it hard, the weather conditions to play in?
They are tough, and in South Africa as well. We played a game, and then the altitude, the ball moves different and everything. And if you're not used to it, as we know, we all love to go on holiday in the summer, but playing football, running around in that heat and that weather, it takes its toll at the time, and we're just not a nation that's used to that. So that's one of the major things I look at when it comes to that tournament being over there.
What about strikers? We know Harry Kane's going to go, but if you looked at the Euros, he was injured, wasn't he? And Gareth Southgate was still playing game. Maybe they didn't trust other strikers in the squad. What do you think of tonight? Do you think Solanke and Calvert-Lewin have to put in a performance?
I think it's their chance of breaking in, isn't it? It's their chance of solidifying themselves in that talk of being the one to take over, because we really don't know who's going to take over from Harry Kane or what it's going to look like after he leaves. I was always an advocate for Ollie Watkins, because he just gives you something different.
Yes.
At times, Kane comes to feet a lot. He's fantastic at turning, sliding people in and then getting shots off, etc. But what about sometimes you get in behind? And that's what Ollie Watkins gives you. But one thing you got to remember, we've got 2 left wingers that actually have played up front.
Yeah.
Gordon played in the Euro. I think they won the Euros under 21s, and he was a forward playing up front that whole tournament. And obviously we know Marcus can play up front. But it's always nice to have several different options to give you something different, to throw someone on, to just change it up a little bit. As defenders, if you know that a player's been dropping all the game and then all of a sudden you've got to run in behind, it's not easy.
For all the players that are playing tonight, we know the squad's been split into 2. This is really going show, isn't it? That's why I'm thinking tonight England win the game and all the players will be at it, because this could be your last chance, couldn't it, Emil, to prove to the manager you're good enough to play for your country?
If there's any doubt in the manager's mind in any positions, this is your chance to actually showcase what you could you could break your way into that World Cup team and the World Cup squad. Because I don't think he knows, other than Harry Kane, what is the future hold for the forward line.
Yeah. What do you think of the quality of strikers at Thomas Tuchel's disposal there? Because, I mean, Harry Kane aside, I mean, you look at the level of competition you had to get a spot for England, compare it to now, with no disrespect to the players now.
I just think we're in an era where it's not about the strikers. It's more about the wingers, isn't it? Coming in and shooting, coming in and scoring. And that's who for the last 10, 15 years who have been scoring the most goals, other than obviously Haaland's, etc. But we were tasked as 2 up front to be working hard, working the whole back line and causing problems. Now it's a lot different now, where you're pretty much central and you've just got to wait till the ball gets into the box, and that's when you come into play. So a lot of if you go to, say, the youth setups, not many want to be strikers anymore. They want to be wingers. They want to be the ones that are scoring goals. They want to be the ones that are entertaining, taking players on, dropping their shoulder, coming inside and scoring goals, and putting in what they say the top bins.
I know there's a right back, Emil, that you would have loved to have played with, and you know you would have got the service. Are you shocked that Trent, out of 35 players, with Reece James being injured, Kyle Walker retiring from international duty, has not been selected?
Yes, but I think it's his time to now refocus. I left Liverpool. For 4 years, I never played for England. But you just refocus and focus on yourself, focus on what you're good at, and try and work on your deficits. And knowing that there's no one who can play like him, really. He's just got to figure out how he's going to break back in and what his qualities are, what qualities are going to be needed in the squad for him to break back into the squad and work on that.
Yeah. Emil, how are things with you? See, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Your son's doing well?
Yeah, they're both doing well. Regan's got a game tomorrow against Spain for the under-19s, under-18s, but under-19s qualifiers. Yeah, and Jaden's doing really well at Sheffield Wednesday. Tough, but the fans have taken to him, and he's enjoying that side of it.
How's he enjoying that?
First team football.
Yeah, how's he enjoying that? We know what it's like going into first team football. I mean, I went to Sheffield Wednesday and they sent me straight back. At 18, I was that poor. But he seems to be enjoying the physical challenge. Few bookings as well, I'm seeing.
Yeah, the thing is, he doesn't mind putting his foot in, and he's a midfielder that loves getting up and down. The thing with him is he's been in a squad and a team that hold 90 to 80% of the possession, then to go to a team that probably hold 20% of the possession, and then you've got to figure out how you actually work within that squad, and it's giving him a different perspective, which is hard work, putting, like you're saying, putting your foot in, hopefully not getting too many yellows, but being there consistently to be ready to play.
Oh, lovely. Emil Heskey, thank you so much for your time this morning.
Thank you. Take care, everyone.
Take care. All the best. Emil Heskey there, who made 516 Premier League appearances.
Top player, by the way.
Yeah.
Played with him at Villa. Top professional, top player. Definitely underrated as well. Fabio Capello loved him, rightly so.
Yeah. I think he managed my sister for a brief time at
Really?
Leicester Women. I think
we should have asked him.
Should have done that.
Was she well behaved? Is he taught back?
Probably not. Probably best we didn't ask that. If you haven't checked out already, the latest episode of How to Win the World Cup is available now on the talkSPORT YouTube channel and wherever it is you get your podcasts. It's the best way to get yourself all ready for the World Cup. It's just around the corner. All the games are going to be live here on talkSPORT. It's the unmissable show which maps out England's road to glory in New Jersey on the 19th of July 2026. This is where some people think you guys start to get ahead of yourselves, but I'm going to let you have it. The success will be 11 days shy of 60 years to the day since the 1966 triumph. Matt Ford, Alex Brooker speak to former England skipper Stuart Pearce about defenders ahead of the World Cup this summer.
I got a ticket for the final.
Have you?
Yeah, to go and watch England.
Oh, good stuff.
Yeah.
How much for that?
Hotel sorted, flights.
How much?
I can't tell you that.
What's the bunch?
I got a fair price. Yeah, but we're going to get there, so why not plan ahead?
You're confident you're going to the final?
Yeah.
Okay.
No problem.
Would you not rather lose in the quarterfinals or semi-finals instead of watching it in the finals?
It's our time.
It is.
It's our
that
time.
Confident.
Yes.
Love
got
it.
the manager, got the players. Lovely.
Do you know, I think it's England's time as well. I'll say it. I don't care. I think they'll win it. And Bob thinks so too. Bring back Bob. What a legend. How to Win the World Cup is available now wherever you get your podcasts from talkSPORT. Congratulations to Super Ali McCoy, who's once again been nominated for Sports Pundit of the Year by the SJAs, the Sports Journalism Association. He truly deserves it.
Yes.
He is just an absolute legend. All the way through and through.
Best of the best.
A good guy as well. So congrats, Ali McCoy. I've no doubt he'll probably win it. Unfortunately, Gabby has not made the list.
I can go and collect the award for him if he can't make it.
Do that. Yeah. Apparently, it's a Welsh panel as well, so maybe set that one out. Good morning, it's talkSPORT Breakfast.
Holy moly, guacamole. I mean, that's remarkable.
Mo Salah will leave Liverpool on a free this summer. Here's a crazy stat for you. Mo Salah either scored or assisted 37% of the goals Liverpool scored in the last 9 seasons.
Yeah, he's, and I think it was Hugh Wisencroft that said there that the awakening of Liverpool was down to Klopp and Salah. Those two worked in such sync. Klopp made Salah the player that he is, or allowed him to be the player that he is.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at someone in North London who, I'm not comparing Saka to Salah, but if you put that Saka into a Klopp's team, you would see. So Salah's got more goals and assists than Saka.
What you're saying is Arteta's holding back Saka?
Oh, 100%. Liverpool fans, Arsenal fans know that. 100%. That's not up for debate, is it? I'm not opening up a debate here. I'm just stating the fact that Mo Salah's got more goals and assists this season in all comps than Saka.
Mm.
Now, if Klopp had Saka at the time that he was going through that brilliant time at Liverpool, you'd see a totally different Saka. Arteta's getting a different role out of him. There's no way Mohamed Salah would not be the player he is if he played under Arteta. Don't even go there with me.
Okay.
Don't have that argument because I'll fall out with you.
Okay, but I don't think Saka can do what Salah's done.
Well, no. But what I'm trying to get at is that Saka is being held back and doing a job in a different way in the same position.
Mm.
This is the pop we needed back in our life. Good morning, you're listening to talkSPORT Breakfast. It's Shebahn Aherne and Gabby Agbonlahor with you. This is Get What You Give, the new single by British pop band Scouting for Girls. The music icons are back on tour in 2027. They're also gigging tonight as well. Pleased to see the boys are with us now. Roy Stride, Pete Ellard and Greg Churchhouse in the studio. Guys, good to see you.
Good morning.
Icons, I'll take that.
You are.
Yeah, well.
Do you struggle when you hear Scottish people say girls? I've really tried girls. I'm changing it, whereas I just want to say Scouting for Girls.
There's a big sing-along element to our shows, and where you go in the country, you can really hear the accents. And we just came back from Glasgow, which was, that's the most intense. It's amazing. The passion and love,
We have a good old time up in Glasgow, that's for sure. Guys, you've got a wee treat for our Gabby, doesn't he?
I'm nervous.
Because he's been getting it tight this morning.
Really? Well, we've got a friend who's a massive Villa fan.
Okay.
And he said that we could do a musical version. Are we ready?
Yeah.
2, 3, 4. Gabby, 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 Gabby Agbonlahor. He's fast as fudge. He's fast as fudge. Gabby, 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 Gabby Agbonlahor. Oh, we couldn't get caught. Now he's on talkSPORT.
Thank you.
So sweet.
The first people to be nice to me in
Ever.
7 years on talkSPORT. Finally, it's happened. Thank
we
you.
love you. We love you. Yeah.
Oh, that was nice, wasn't
Yes,
it, Gabby? Well,
thank
guys, that's all we've got time for.
That's
Tell us about the new album. I mean, obviously, I can't believe it's been this long since She's So Lovely came out.
Oh, God, yeah.
A love song, Greg.
It's been a massive day for us.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like our new album, These Are the Good Days, is out today. It was out at midnight, and we announced today that we've got like our current tour sold out. We did 50,000 tickets.
Wow.
On this, we just went, and so we've got 2 birthday shows for next year for our 20th anniversary at Wembley Arena and the AO Arena in Manchester.
Amazing.
Yeah. So we're still buzzing and a little bit tired from getting up so early.
I bet.
And we might play that if you come.
Yes, I'm there. All the family, the friends. Villa fans can join as well.
Absolutely.
Where does the name come from? I've always been interested in that.
Okay, so me and Pete, we met when we were 5 years
Scouts.
old
Yeah.
in the Cub Scouts, and we did a full tour of duty. We did Cubs, Scouts, Explorer
Beavers,
Scouts.
everything,
Yeah, we did the lot. And so the book that started Scouts was a book called Scouting for Boys, and when we were like, a bit older, that's where Scouting for Girls
Do you
came.
feel that now we should rename them Scouting for Women? Like,
possibly.
You get that point now, you're like,
It's hard.
Yeah.
right, we're getting to that age, guys.
Yeah, I know.
Just use SFG.
Scouting, SFG, yeah.
Good point. And what was it like getting back in the studio and writing new music and getting back recording again? What's your inspiration?
It's just such a privilege. I think what we're trying to do at the moment with this album, These Are the Good Days, is just put as much joy and positivity out there. There's a lot of bad news out there.
Yeah, agreed.
And a Scouting for Girls show is about people coming together and realising how much love there is in like a room full of people who come from who support all different football teams and have all different political views, and they come together in a room and they sing songs, and there's a lot of love there, and that's kind of what our band is about, bringing
It's a
people
bit
together.
like Gabby's support of the Welsh this morning. And tell us as well about Arsenal. Have you written a sad song about them losing the League Cup
that's
final?
me. I'm the Arsenal fan.
Right.
Well, not really. I still think we're up for the treble, so I still think that's going to happen. So I'm not that bothered.
You guys released a song, didn't you, for the 2018 campaign?
We did.
Would you release one for this one?
I think we did. We actually did re-release it.
We might re-release the same one.
It's called England I Still Believe.
Okay.
And it was released at a time when people weren't really releasing football songs, and there was there was a bit of a lull, sort of early 2010s in like that support and belief, and then suddenly Southgate came along and brought us almost the glory, and so now everyone wants to release a football song.
Yeah.
So we were trailblazers.
Yeah, well, no one wanted it.
Yeah, you definitely didn't. You got that off a flying start. That's it was definitely you guys. And in terms of what's to come, then tell us about the tour coming up. Where can we get?
Well, to get tickets for this, they don't go on sale till next Thursday. Is the general sale. But if you sign up to our mailing list at scoutingforgirls.co.uk, you will get access to a pre-sale on Tuesday. So,
and what's the audience like? Is it like women like me, where we're kind of used to being at home now with the kids? But when you guys were we're flying in the charts, then we were out partying to you guys and singing the songs. Now
it's mad
because it's a mix.
It's a mix. Yeah. We have we have a lot of uni students. We have younger people. We have a lot of people who are sort of middle-aged who then bring their kids, and their kids have been listening to the music. So, and it's like it's a really fun, inclusive show. Like it's not like it's family friendly, but it's a proper indie rock show.
Do your kids listen to your music? Have you got
No, they hate it. My kids are 14 and 16 and think that it's literally the most embarrassing thing of all time.
You are right in what you said, though, that there's so much crap out there going on in the world.
Gabriel.
Negativity, music, and coming to shows like yours, just take your mind off it, leave everything else outside, just enjoy your time in the show.
I think that's where this is the thing which I love about sport and I love about music, and which is not gonna, because it's there where we're in the moment, isn't it? When you're in the moment of sport, you're at a show, you're in the moment, and I think that's why it's so popular now, live music, and obviously sport always has been, but why we love it so much, because we're not on our we're not looking at our phones. We're there with other people together,
enjoying,
and it's a magic thing, there's nothing better than when you're singing a song with a band you love, or you're following your team with all your people,
You want to sing it the Emirates at some point? Do you want to?
Oh, I'd love that. That'd be amazing. I don't think he would. He's a QPR fan.
Loftus
so
Road.
Yeah, that's London forever.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh.
Give it a go.
We're losing tickets out.
Yeah. Actually, no. Whatever. Yeah.
Do you want to sing us out with North London forever?
No chance.
But you should sing us out. Give us a blast of the new song if you don't mind.
Okay, well, what about a bit? She's so lovely.
Yeah, go for it. Yeah, that'd be great.
I love the way she feels her clothes. She looks just like them girls in Vogue. I love the way she plays it cool. Well, I think that she is beautiful. Are you ready? She's so lovely. She's so lovely. She's so lovely.
She's so lovely.
She's so lovely. She's so lovely. She's so lovely.
Come on, Gabs.
Yeah, come on, Gabby.
She's ready. Scouting for Girls, good luck with what's to come. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
All the stuff. Roy, Pete and Greg, Scouting for Girls. Go and download the new stuff now. Get on the tour. We'll see you again very soon. Good luck to the Arsenal. Good luck to QPR. And Greg on the end. Yeah, you keep doing your Here on talkSPORT Breakfast. More on the way next. Good morning.
Think about it. The only person that's not going to lose anything out of this deal is Mo Salah. And when he signs a 2-year contract and got himself a new contract and got himself the highest paid and one of the highest paid players in the Premier League, it was because Liverpool managed to achieve, or probably on his behalf, a 2-year deal that they didn't particularly want. I think they wanted a 1-year deal. And when we heard Virgil van Dijk, the caller was talking about the commentary of Virgil van Dijk and Mo Salah, what we heard was a load of old rubbish from Virgil van Dijk and Mo Salah about how they'd heard nothing from the club, no one had spoken to them, no one had given them any indications, all that nonsense, because clearly agents would have been speaking to the club. What they hadn't heard at that time is, yes, you can have precisely what you want. That's what they hadn't heard at that particular time. So when we use that as part of the architecture of a conversation to justify people's behaviour...
No, I think you're right there. I don't think they did come out and say, I'm staying. They didn't. He's got it wrong. They actually did play the game.
Of course they did. So in this instance, when you look at Mo Salah has orchestrated a circumstance where he engineered a contract as a result of his previous worth that Liverpool gave him enormous amounts of money. He hasn't turned up until his outburst. He then had an outburst that's orchestrated this outcome. And as a result of that outburst, if you follow the line dots and probably join them up, Liverpool are the ones that are going to lose out on a player that they've paid 400 grand a week for that has barely turned up this season, that has got a longer-term contract that was designed to protect their interests, which has done the polar opposite, and has got them out of a transfer fee. And the only person that will not be 1 single cent out of pocket in any shape or form, performance-wise or value-wise, is Mohamed Salah.
Every spring, sports fans in Europe come together to celebrate arguably rugby's biggest annual tournament, the Six Nations. But why is it the home nations, plus France and Italy, and no one else? It all started back in 1871 when Scotland beat England in the very first international rugby match. A few years later, when they could field a team, Wales decided they'd host England and an idea was thought up. With Ireland keen, they formed the Home International Championship, which ran from 1883. In 1910, France was allowed to join, as they were developing into a serious rugby nation, and thus the Five Nations was born. France had an interesting history with the championship. They were actually booted out for paying their players in 1931, when the home nations were keen to keep it amateur. After World War II, though, France were let back in, but it remained a closed shop for more than 50 years. And when another country was let in, it was only really because the Five Nations hand had been forced. Italy was developing into a serious contender, beating Scotland, France and Ireland twice in the same year, meaning in 1999 officials got together and said yes to Italy and it became the Six Nations. So what changes, if any, come next? 7 nations? 8? A promotion and relegation system? Or should we leave it alone and let it remain the great rugby tradition it's become?
Good morning to you. You're listening to talkSPORT Breakfast here with Arnold Clark. There's over 20,000 used cars online to choose from, so they'll have the car for you. My name's Shebahn Aherne alongside Gabby Agbonlahor. 30 more minutes and then we hand over to Sam Matterface, Alex Crook and Gabby's understudy, Scott Minto. Will you listen and then critique the performance? And then
I just feel sorry for Scotty having to work with them too. To be honest, it's tough. It's really, really tough.
That's the build-up that you need. Stay tuned. Crookie has some exclusive news on Italy's Euro last night. Sorry, Italy's hero last night. Nailed that. Sandro Tonali amid heavy interest from Manchester United. Crookie will be with us to go through that. And there's a big night of boxing to come tomorrow night. And of course, the talkSPORT boxing team will be there.
I remember sparring him when he was 15. To be fair, that's probably the hardest spars that I had.
I think he's the real deal, Atoma.
It's going to be an exciting ride watching this boy do his thing in the heavyweight division over the next few years.
Hailing from Chatham, Kent, England.
This kid is on fire right now, and he's getting better and better.
The best chance of beating Usyk is Moses Atoma.
Moses Atoma!
I like Moses a lot. Moses reminds me of a young Mike Tyson.
Moses Atoma makes it look so easy.
A lot of people are basically just saying, like, yeah, I'm going to knock him out. And, like, I probably would.
It's going to be good. Fight night tomorrow night for you here on talkSPORT. To give us more, delighted to say, join us now is a man who's had run-ins with both Franklin and Atoma in recent years. Dillian White will be with us in just a second. The predicted future heavyweight champion of the world, Moses Atoma, will be taking on Jermaine Franklin. Let's look ahead to it all now with DAZN.
Big fight build-up on talkSPORT with DAZN. Watch Moses Atoma versus Jermaine Franklin this Saturday, only on DAZN. Sign up now at DAZN.com.
I'm really looking forward to seeing it. There's a lot of love around Moses Atoma. Join us now to look ahead to all British heavyweight boxer Dillian White. Good morning to you, sir.
Good morning, Dillian.
Good morning, good morning. How's everything been? Good?
Yeah,
good, mum.
Yeah, really, really good. You gutted for the Welsh last night for no reason whatsoever? Or is it just Gabby who's hammering them?
I have no comment.
Dillian, what are you thinking about this fight then? You fought both fighters, Atoma and Franklin. What are you expecting from Franklin in this fight?
I think it's a good fight. It depends on what Franklin turns up because, you know, he can turn up and put on a good show and be a really good fighter. Sometimes he can turn up and be a little bit of a stinker, you know. Obviously, he's coming off a loss in his last fight. But I think that's made him hungrier for this fight. And now, obviously, we look at Moses thinking, if I beat Moses, I get one up on Dillian because Dillian beat me and Moses beat Dillian. So I think he's got double motivation. So, yeah.
How good is he, Atoma? You know, only 21 years of age, and we've seen his rise so far. How good is he, and how good can he be?
He's very good. Obviously, they're managing properly and maneuvering properly, and obviously, he's, timing is everything in every division. We have to wait and see. He's very good. He's young. He's active. Obviously, he's explosive and stuff. But we have to wait and see. Every boxing is funny, you know. I mean, taking one fight 2 months earlier, 2 months too late can make a big difference. You know, I mean, maybe you can beat a guy now. Maybe you can beat a guy in 5 months' time, but now you're not ready to beat him. You know what I mean? But Frank's very good at managing the timing. So, yeah, let's see.
I know you're. I want to move on to another fight that's coming up. I know you're good friends with Fabio Wardley, aren't you? He's been fantastic, hasn't he? His rise through his career. It's going to be a tough fight. How do you think that fight goes with Daniel Dubois?
It's a very good fight. I've been managing Fabio since he's had 2 or 3 fights. It's a very good fight. I think it's a tough fight. It's a tougher fight than people think because Dubois is very strong. He's young, and he's a basic kind of fight. You know what I mean? He just keeps doing the same thing over and over again, but he does it really well. And those kind of guys are very hard to beat because they just stick to the basics, do the same thing over and over again, and just keep doing it. I think Fabio will stop him later. And I think early doors will be tough because Fabio likes to fight like a gladiator. He likes to take a bit of a bashing before he gets going. I don't understand why. I'm like, bro, you're athletic, you got good defense, you're tall, you're rangy. Why you don't use more of your defensive skills that you have? And he's like, you know, so he loves it. So hopefully he doesn't get...
Yeah, I've been looking at some of his social media, and he looks in great shape, doesn't he? Looks like the best shape of his career at the moment.
Daniel or Fabio?
Fabio, sorry.
Okay. Yeah, he looks good. Fabio takes care of himself, and he's growing, he's getting older. So he's always been quite lean and quite wiry. So now he's maturing a bit more. He's filling out more. Can't forget Fabio is still pretty young.
Yep.
He's maturing a bit now. He's filling out. He's always been lean. What's he been like? 230, 220 something, 240. Yeah. So now obviously he's like 6'5", 6'5", 6'6", something like that. Now he's only going to fill out, and he's got good muscle in him already. So he's only going to get bigger and stronger and look good. And you know, I think timing is good. He's training well. I think the guys he's training with up north is doing a really good job. You know, Wilson Science and that, and Ben Davis and Rob. His teams, you know, there's times in his career where everything comes together and they just all gel together. I think Fabio's in that stage of his career now.
Going back to the fight then this weekend, Atoma versus Franklin, do you think that all of this hype over Moses Atoma is a bit too much? Should the media settle down, like you say, give him a couple more fights, see what's happening? Or do you think he's going to be that good?
No, you see, when you're a rising star and TV is interesting, you got big promotion that couldn't really pushing you, you have to live up to the expectation, unfortunately. You know, there's no backward steps for him now. He's already stepped into the light, so you just have to go forward, and then hopefully it goes good for him. You know, hopefully he doesn't put a foot wrong, and hopefully he becomes all this expectation that the people is putting him, because, you know, obviously he beat me and I want to see him do well. I want him to beat me and then obviously go and lose to somebody he shouldn't lose to, you know what I mean? So, yeah.
Do you think he could face the winner of Dubois and Wardley after this fight? Or do you reckon that's too soon?
The era we live in and the TV demands, it could happen. You know, a few years ago, maybe he could have another fight, or maybe fought someone else and they could say he's not ready. But now they're pushing him as this. And one thing you have to remember, there's a handful of us elite star heavyweights left. You know, once me, Fury, Wilder, and all those guys go, there's no one else. So they need to bridge the gap between us and them. So yeah, they need to push him on. So he needs to start taking more chances now.
I want to ask about you, Dillian. What's next for you, mate? How are you feeling? How's your training going?
I'm grand. I'm trying to fight 3 times this year. We've been talking about fights. I meant to fight May, but you know, if we're boxing, fights all this fell over. I was meant to fight Wilder or Fury. The plan was Wilder or Cesaro. I was meant to fight one. Fabio was meant to fight one. Basically, that was our plan. Whichever one. I said, I'll fight anyone. Fabio can have the pick. He can fight Cesaro or Wilder. I'll fight whichever one. I don't care. And then that fight fell over. Them two end up fighting each other. So that's kind of slowed me down. So now I'm looking to get out in May.
Yeah.
Hopefully mid to end of May. So we just working that now and just obviously speaking with a few guys and obviously speaking with Queensbury and stuff to see what's going on and what's the next move, because Time waits for no man. I'm not getting any younger, unfortunately.
What do you think about that fight, though, Chisora and Wilder? Do you think it's a straight shootout?
I think it's you know what's funny? Like, sometimes because both men is kind of older now and worn and had a lot of fights, I think it makes an amazing fight because there's not to be a lot of running and moving around and a lot of jibbing and jabbing and there's just going to be somebody's going to go to sleep. Someone,
Yeah.
it's going to be, as long as it lasts, it's going to be exciting. I think it's generally 50-50 fight because Derek seems to have come on in the late stage of his career. Wilder seems to have declined a bit, but he's also got big punch. So I think it's, apart from probably a Wardley fight, it's a fight I'm looking forward to most. Obviously, I just think it's an amazing fight because someone's gonna get knocked out. I don't know, but someone's gonna get knocked out for sure.
Listen, big news a few weeks ago with Conor Benn going with Dana White. Did you have an opinion on that?
My opinion on that is you have one career, you're only young once, and in boxing, no one cares about you. Unfortunately, you can be the best fighter, the most warm person, and welcoming, but when your career is over, it's over. So kind of have to do what's best for him. And especially guys his size, they don't normally have long careers. So you have to try and make as much money as you can and capitalize on this strategy point of his career. Now he's in a good strategy point. He beat Chris Eubank. He's the next big thing. So this is probably going to be his biggest payday so far. And if, say for instance, he loses to Rodriguez Prograde, then his career is going to be in shutters. So get paid as much as you can. Go where the highest money is.
Yeah, okay.
Dillian, we need to see you back out there, man. We love watching you. We love the pre-fight carnage as well you bring, but love watching you in the ring.
Thank you. I would love to, like I said, I'm trying to fight 3 times this year.
Good, man.
These promoters just need to just get the dates down. But, there's a lot of movement in the heavyweight division at the minute. So, unfortunately, I'm coming off a loss. So, I understand I have to play my part and obviously maneuver my way around a little bit to get into another good position again. So yeah, it is what it is, but I'm still a big player in the game. I'm not going anywhere yet. Probably got another year, 2 years left for me. So yeah, let's see.
Good, all right.
Yeah.
Well, keep going, keep in touch with us. Dillian, thanks so much
Looking
for your
forward
time.
to the news, mate. Top man.
Thanks, and cheers. God bless you. Thank you.
God bless you too. Enjoy this weekend. British heavyweight boxer Dillian White with us there. Are you going to be watching this tomorrow night? You're up for it?
Oh, of course I am. Yes, Moses, Alan. He'll probably phone me. You're watching Moses.
Alan,
great.
Alan and Marbella. He'll find the fights.
Yeah,
Moses.
yeah.
Wow.
He's down at the port. Have you got Moses fight on? You heard of him, Moses? He's great.
All the build-up Alan Brazil is giving Moses a trauma. You better blooming watch the fight. Don't forget, you can watch the fight. Then talkSPORT is your place to be on Saturday night as the talkSPORT boxing team will be in position for live commentary of it all. Coverage starts from 8 p.m. right here on talkSPORT. Do not miss it. That was a look ahead to Atoma versus Franklin with DAZN. Don't forget, you can watch the fight live tomorrow night only on DAZN. Sign up now at dazn.com.
Big fight build-up on talkSPORT with DAZN. Watch Moses Atoma versus Jermaine Franklin this Saturday only on DAZN. Sign up now at dazn.com.
No. We've been having it out with Bob, the Scottish England fan, this morning. Apparently we're not alone with this. You'll hear how Alan Brazil and Ali McCoy greeted him on air next.
Listen, it's hard to put this in order, so don't judge me on the order.
No, I don't want any order off you. I just want your top 10.
Thierry Henry, Alan Shearer, Rooney, Salah, Gerrard, Patrick Vieira, Kevin De Bruyne, Aguero, Lampard, and one player to finish it off. Yes, didn't win anything at this club, but when he was at his best that season for Spurs, Gareth Bale, he was unbelievable.
Yeah. Right, now
Go on, dig me out then. Go on.
Well, no, the obvious thing to do, two names that spring to mind, would hit you with them. But unlike most people, I'm going to commend you and say yes, with the vast majority of them. I mean, it's impossible to put... Do you know something? What I would say to you is this. I don't think anybody would have any arguments probably with 7 of your 10.
Yeah.
You might have one or two that your own favourites, like you say, you enjoy watching, and they're special to you. Henry, Shearer, absolutely different level.
Yes.
Different level. Absolutely different level. And you've obviously, after that, you've got Rooney, Salah, Gerrard, for me as well, would come into the equation. Lampard's absolutely in the equation. The two that I would maybe look at and say consider themselves slightly unlucky, I don't see Harry Kane, I don't see Ryan Giggs.
Yep.
Have you
The talkSPORT 20k giveaway.
Good morning, you're listening to talkSPORT Breakfast. It's Shebahn Aherne Gabby Agbonlahor, and it's competition time now. Oh, this is nice. Oh, says Alan Brazil. Oh, just imagine what you would do with £20,000. That's like 20 grand we're giving you the chance to win. Imagine now I just went, there you go, Gabs. There's 20 grand. What are you going to do?
I think I'm going to go on a long holiday. Maybe Spain.
Take the peeps away.
Yeah. Who?
The peeps.
Oh, no.
You going on your own?
Absolutely.
Fair enough.
On my own, holiday, a month. See you later. Spain somewhere, Mallorca, all over it.
Selfish little man.
Sorry. Honest.
Yeah, 20 grand could be coming your way. One lucky listener get the chance to bag this 20 grand completely tax-free. Don't miss your chance to win this huge amount of money. Here's how you can get involved. Text WIN to 83338. Texts are £2.50 plus your standard network rate, or you can call this number 0343 418 7260. That's 0343 418 7260. The lines close for this one on the 9th of April. 4 o'clock in the afternoon. If we call you, you need to answer for your chance to win. It's 18 plus, UK residents only. It's a network promotion. All the T's and C's, if you fancy a read of that, Gabs, on our website, talksport.com. So for your chance to win £20,000, why not? Give it a go. It could be yours. Text the word WIN to 83338 now, and good luck.
The talkSPORT 20k giveaway.
Right, it's been quite a morning following last night's catastrophe for Northern Ireland, Wales and the Republic of Ireland. Gabby has been particularly harsh on one of the three.
I'm just so happy that, you know, countries like England and Scotland can represent us in the World Cup this summer. You know, because Wales... disappointing.
Morning, Shebahn. I won't say good morning to you, Gabby. I might say morning. I won't call it a good morning for you, my friend. You're on a national platform where you are broadcasting to the nation as a whole, and you're taking the mick out of one of the
nation. The mick? What did I say to take the mick? What did I say to take the mick?
No, he's a typical Englishman, isn't he?
Drag them up and then shoot them down, Shebahn. I can't wait, honestly.
You'll come again. You'll come again.
Yeah, it'll be a long time, I think, Gav.
Absolute awful bloke.
Oh, Gabby's booked a trip to Swansea.
I like that. Being called a typical Englishman. I'm proud.
Listen.
Lovely words he said there.
No, do you know what? Jamie's probably woken up this morning and gone, I don't want to hear us getting mugged off. Because I've been there. I've been in the shoes of watching Scotland fail, and I've been like the laughing stock for everyone here at talkSPORT. But do you know what? If you don't laugh, you'll cry.
Yeah, you know, but they've just got to go and qualify now for the next World Cup.
Yeah.
Keep the heads up.
Yeah. Keep the head up, Wales. Honestly, I'm genuinely on your side with this
Me
morning.
too.
Another caller who provoked quite the reaction is Bob, who's Scottish, which is fine, but he's an England fan. That's also fine. There's no judgment here.
Sure.
He did partially prove his credentials, but like me, Alan Brazil and Ali McCoy, we weren't quite having it when they spoke to him a couple of years ago. Here he is.
Bob's an England fan. Let's say good morning, Bob.
Morning, Bob.
Good morning, Coisty. How we doing?
We're in top form, mate. We're in top form.
Hold on a minute. Hold on a wee minute. You can't be an England fan with an accent like that.
Oh, Alan, yeah, 100% England fan, I'm afraid.
Where are you from?
Lanarkshire.
Yeah, yeah, a good part of the world and all.
Well, now you're missing the point here, Alan. He's from Lanarkshire. How can you support England?
Well, listen. I can support whoever I want, Alan. But listen, what about that performance last night from Bellingham, Ali? I know you've been raving about it all morning. I thought the man was absolute class, and the whole performance. We know the quality the England team have. Ali, isn't that bench frightening?
I tell you what is frightening, your accent. Bob, thanks for your call, pal. He's not your uncle by any chance. Bob's your uncle. Where's he from? I'm not having this. Hold on. If he was from maybe Berwick, yes.
Bob's from Lanarkshire.
You can't support England if you're from Lanarkshire.
Well, listen.
Alan's face is a picture.
I don't see the problem with it, to be honest. You know, I think a country like England would be happy to have support from everywhere.
Listen, if you've got roots, 100%.
Exactly. Maybe he has.
Like, you've got Scottish roots, so
Absolutely.
you kind of you have a little bit of love.
I do indeed.
For the Scots when it comes to football, don't you?
Exactly. Yep. Hopefully, I'll get some work.
We're not judging Bob at all. It's just hard to take it seriously. Don't quite know if he's having the crack sometimes.
I don't think he is. The way he sang that national anthem and knew it.
God save our gracious King. Long live our Lord.
In fairness, it's kind of an easy anthem as well, isn't it? I mean, you can't really go wrong there.
No, but like on the spot.
Ask him to sing the Welsh one.
But on the spot, he knew it straight away. So I think it's genuine. And we can't judge him.
Do you know your English national anthem?
Of course I do.
Just sing it loud and proud.
When I played for England, I did, yeah.
Like you built.
Because now, especially now, they really look at it, don't they? Who's singing, who's not singing, why aren't you singing?
I love it.
I love the Scottish one more.
Already, when we get to our first game in Boston, you just know Flower of Scotland is going to just light it all up.
It feels good, doesn't it?
Feels
I always
good.
say to Ali, after you hear that national anthem, how do you not go out straight away and just kick someone? Because you're that pumped.
He did.
Yeah,
I actually did.
Got sent off straight away.
Yeah. And also, I'm sad the Irish won't be there because Rona Veen, the Republic of Ireland national anthem, is also excellent.
Agreed.
That would make me cry, like tears stream down my face.
If Republic of Ireland and Scotland played each other, which one would you support?
Scotland.
Okay.
Well, my sister plays for Republic of Ireland. This is where Bob is like, I get it. He can support whoever he wants. Yeah. So, like, if Bob's dad was Scottish but his mum was English, well, then why shouldn't he?
Yeah.
Support who you want to support.
Your sister plays
Republic of Ireland.
Okay. And your husband is?
Well, he's from Ireland. He's born in Ireland.
Okay.
Yeah. But grew up in Luton.
Scotland.
Huh?
But you're choosing Scotland.
Well, I'm born and raised in Scotland.
What about your sister?
Well, she's born and raised in Scotland, but my grandparents are Irish.
Oh, okay.
So that's why she
How come she chose Ireland over Scotland?
She was kicked out of the Scotland squad for her behaviour when she was young.
That's a shock to hear.
And then, mind blown, and then Ireland then said, you can come play for us. And she went, and Scotland said, no, come back to us. She said, no, I've made my decision now. I'm going to represent. And she's the most patriotic person.
You two must have been terrors when you were younger.
Good fun, though. Good times.
Poor teachers at school.
Kept our parents on their toes, everyone. They did. Listen, massive weekend coming up for you here on talkSPORT. Of course, it all gets underway tonight for England against Uruguay. You want to see a big one, even though it's a friendly, Gabs. You look forward to it.
Yeah, not even about a big win. I want to see performances as well. It's not more about the win, to be honest. I want to see players that get a chance. If it's Bowen, if it's Calvert-Lewin, if it's Solanke, Livramento, if it's Ben White, Super Ben White, I want him to get a chance. Yep, and see if they can handle playing for their country.
Brilliant stuff. It's going to be live for you here from Wembley on talkSPORT tonight. Do not miss it. All of the build-up here on talkSPORT today. Gabby's back Monday alongside Super Ali McCoist, who's been nominated by the SJA Association for Pundit of the Year, as has Alex Krug. He's been nominated as well for an award. I've just seen it on social media. Sam Matterface, Crookie on the way with his Sandro Tonali scoop. Do not miss it next. Scott Minto with the guys on talkSPORT. Have yourself a good one.
Gabby Agbonlahor. He's fast as fudge. He's fast as fudge. Gabby Agbonlahor. Oh, we couldn't get caught. Now he's on talkSPORT.
Thank you.
French club Lens have described PSG's request to postpone their top-of-the-table Ligue 1 clash as troubling because it would mean bowing, quotes, to the demands of the most powerful. The French FA have received another request from PSG to postpone their clash against Lens to help with more preparation for their Champions League quarter-final tie against Liverpool. We know that PSG successfully requested to have their game against Nantes before the Chelsea game postponed. So